Hello, everyone. We are live. Welcome to Casual Rage, episode 10, double figures. Woohoo! Made it. That's it. You're not going to get another episode after this one. No, I'm only joking. How are we all doing out there? I hope we're all doing well on this fine evening or morning, depending on which part of the world you live in. If you're over there in the United States of upside down world, then yeah, you're in the past. So too damn bad. Anyway, hello everyone. Lyndon, how are you
fucking over my state like you are?
Yeah, I know. Well, at least we're opening back up. I'm now back full time working, so
finally.
COVID booty, bring it on. Lyndon, how we doing, mate?
Yeah, good. The Tigers got up. They're in the prelim. I'm happy.
I saw that. They had a good win. They played a good first quarter. It was really well done. Tim, Open-Airlock, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good morning.
Had a good night last night. So watching Ghostbusters with you guys. So I know you were listening along the whole time.
Yep. No, I was there. It's too. Oh, I hate it because I really like. That's a movie that I really would love to watch in a group. Like, yeah, Ghostbusters. Mara, how are we?
I am good. Hold on, I'll be right back. Sorry.
All right, the fun-sized peach. Be right back. Greg, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good. Yes, well, it is morning here, I suppose. It is 20 past 12. So, yes. Let's see who we've got here in the chat. We've got Orange Hat. I don't know. Hang on a second. Give me one sec. Oh, no. Let's see who we've got here in the chat. Whoa. I don't know. See what I just did? I just boomed myself.
At least you didn't click leave studio.
Yeah, no, that's true. I'm actually going to put my headphones on. So we've got Orange Hat Review. Hello, Orange Hat. We've got Daniel in the chat. Of course, we've got Open-Airlock and Lost Jedi there too.
Sorry, I got my dog in my room.
Your dog?
Yeah, my dog. She's on my bed now.
Oh, we've got Lord Vader, of course. Hello. How is your dog, Mara?
She is fine. She saw her boyfriend yesterday, so she's happy.
Ooh.
One of her boyfriends, so she's got two on the street.
Did she get some COVID booty?
No. So you at least have that one up on her.
Okay. All right, cool. All right. Well, I can't see anybody else at the moment, so we'll I don't know.
Okay.
I think we'll let some people...
Terminus.
No, I said Terminus. I said Lord Vader. Okay. I don't have anyone else. Like, it hasn't popped up on StreamYards. It's running really slow.
Yeah, it's been doing that. I don't know if it's on YouTube's end or StreamYard's end, but like when I was doing my live stream,
howdy.
Not this past Saturday, but I think or one of my live streams before this past Saturday, like comments would come in late. So I saw some come in after I ended the stream. Yeah. But they technically came in before I ended it, so it was weird.
Yeah, it's running really slow. Like if I don't want to go back there because it'll turn the sound back on possibly.
Well, I even had it set to live chat, Orange Chat, so I don't know if he has it set to live chat as well, but even then it was like screwing up somewhere.
No, I do. I always set that up straight away.
Yeah.
It's on live.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on. It's just what end it's on.
It's really strange. Anyway, sorry, I was just messing around here. All right, I was going to sort of let a few people come in. So I think I know Jeff's not here, but this week he got his monetization. If you didn't hear, which was absolutely fantastic for him. And I think all of us, I think it's a bit of a win for all of us because we've all been sort of working towards. I mean, he's definitely been putting in the most, I think, out of all of us. But I think it's just, it's really good. So congratulations to him.
Yeah, very much so. Yep.
And for me, man, I've started finally working on my script for the Force Abilities episode of I can't even remember the name of the series now.
Disney continuity.
That's right.
Because there is none.
Disney Star Wars continuity.
Yeah. Lyndon's right. Yeah.
Imagine doing like 10 episodes of it's just there is none. And that's the end of the video. 2 seconds. That's all you get.
By Rian Johnson.
There is none.
Yeah. Just do your intro and then just go, and still none.
Expectations subverted, man, babies.
And Greg, I was saying to you backstage, I just watched your Lower Decks review, and I found it funny how the one video, because I've watched all your reviews, and this is the one where you were the most lenient towards it. Like you weren't harsh on it. It was your favorite episode, I think you were mentioning, and you got the most dislikes on it. Like, I don't know how that works. Maybe it was
the same people every time.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure. It's pretty consistent. Like, so when I premiered it, usually by the end of the premiere, there's like 3 or 4 dislikes already. So
you got ratioed.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, don't care. I'm still going to say what I think about the episode.
Absolutely.
You know, if you want to be one of those little, well, I won't say, but if you want to be one of those type of people that, like, unless the person's reviewing the episode and gives it like 100% glowing review and doesn't like mention any nitpicks or any issues that they had with the episode, one, I just don't understand why you're watching a review on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, I guess like if because this last one, I had to do that was like, butthurt that I didn't like the fact that they copied the signature credit things from Star Trek 6 because I didn't think they earned it, because this is a show that was at the time, in episode 9 of a show versus, the cast that did Star Trek 6 was, in those roles for 25 years, did 6 major films, 3 live action seasons, and 3 animated seasons of their characters.
Yes.
So like for them to do the send off and signature thing, I thought was like a nice touch at the end of the end credits for Star Trek 6. And I felt that mocking it was not cool and not earned in Lower Decks. And that was my point. And he was immediately like, I lost interest in your video at that point. It's so negative. And I just, I put in the comments and replies, like, why are you watching a review, man? And like, if somebody says like the slightest negative thing about the episode, like, even though like the sentence before I said literally I like the episode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I just wonder, like, I don't watch reviews, and if they say like one thing I disagree with, I'm like, oh, that's it, I'm out.
Yeah.
Leave it up, thumbs down.
But
like,
this is the thing that I was sort of saying to you backstage is like, I see it from, I can let people like something that I don't like. As long as they give me the right to say that thing's stupid, sort of thing. It's kind of like a give and take. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't understand some of these people and their arguments. Some of their comments. It's just, man, bad. Anyway.
Well, yeah. So like for voiceover work, it's not like being on set and acting, traveling to a location, going into costume and everything. They're literally doing some of these episodes from like their house with audio equipment because of, the coof.
Mm-hmm.
Like you did voiceovers in 9 episodes and the episodes are 22 minutes long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like you barely put any fucking work in. I mean, let's be real. Like, voiceover work, like it's legit acting. There is acting to it. But like compared to like doing the live action shit, come on. Daniel's mentioned in the chat, like, they earned it in Endgame. Well, yeah, they did it, like, they were in those characters for years. How many movies over what, 20 years?
Mm-hmm.
Or 10 years or whatever. I mean, it was a ridiculous amount. Just the amount of work that they had to do to get in shape to play the characters is more work than all the Lower Decks cast has done or probably will ever do on that show.
Yeah.
I mean, really, let's be like, you don't have to be in any particular shape to do voice acting work. You just have to like not have a cold.
Yep.
Yeah. Make sure your voice sounds the same.
And again, that's not to be
that's a good
disrespectful
point.
to people doing voiceover work. I mean, again, it is a thing, but still.
Yeah.
Josh Gad can do voice work, right? So he could not play a Starfleet officer.
He probably does it naked too.
Well, maybe he could in this new Trek, but
Yeah, don't. Well, if New Trek was a product of Disney, I guarantee they'd have them out.
Don't leave a naked vote. Sorry, I just had to throw that in there. Anyway, if you haven't, go subscribe to Lost Jedi's channel and go and give him some likes on his videos and get that ratio going the other way, please.
Yes. Thank you. And I'll be having my next episode out here pretty soon.
Yeah, that's the final episode, right?
For the finale of season 1.
sorry, Daniel.
About Amy Schumer? No, don't like that one either.
Oh God!
But that whole video.
I think
What about Mark Ruffalo? Like, who wants to see Mark Ruffalo? Of all people, my God.
Just think about naked Mark Ruffalo spooning naked Josh Gad.
Oh,
no.
See, I was gonna say you could,
with Amy Schumer sandwiched in between.
Oh God!
Okay, now why do you hate me? Why are you putting that image
Yeah.
on my head?
What was I gonna say?
Daniel's speaking.
It would have been nice to have. It would have been nice to have somebody like Kenzie Taylor, but she wouldn't be stupid enough to do something as dumb as that. But yeah, would have been nice seeing
I was
something
going to say,
like
we
that.
can give him a list, right? So
Yeah,
That just popped up. Then.
there's a lot of Hollywood actresses that I would not mind seeing in a commercial like that, but like, I still wouldn't have any respect for it. I would be like, okay, like here's my message for politics. If you need a Hollywood actor to make a video of themselves naked in order to be motivated to vote, you're the exact type of person who should never fucking vote. Stay home, stay out of it, because you're not informed and we don't need your input.
Stay home, save lives, don't vote.
Yeah.
Don't vote, save lives.
Like I hate like every election season that you got this like rock the vote bullshit. Be like, if you're so ill informed that you need a celebrity to remind you and to motivate you to vote, you're the exact person that shouldn't.
Yeah.
Low information voter, low IQ voter.
Low information, low IQ, low not. Yeah, just fuck off. Stay home. Like your opinion doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right. So I just want to move straight into the topics. I want to keep this going. So there's a couple of things. There's the I don't know, let's pick what we want to talk about. There's the Rey's new force ability. There's the From a Certain Point of View book. And there's also Tim, you sent me just before you went to bed.
We got to do that first. Sorry. Yeah.
Do you want to do that? All right.
Yeah,
so
I didn't even know that had happened. I guess I
no, neither did I until you sent it to me. All right. So I didn't even put this on the title of the stream. I should probably change it, but this came out. Do you want to bring that up or?
Yeah. Let me find the tweet.
Oh, you've got that, Greg? All right. Bring that up, Greg.
Okay, Greg has it.
So the High Republic, there we go. The High Republic released their crawl.
Yeah,
they released their crawl.
So we're gonna have an opening crawl for books. That's very cinematic.
Are you able to blow that up
here's
a
the
little
thing.
bit, or?
Here's the thing with this. Like, Disney has shown in what they're calling the Skywalker saga movies, they haven't had a crawl, right? EU, we did have crawl in Dark Horse comics, even in the Back of Heir to the Empire, there was a crawl, but Disney, not in Rogue One, not in Solo. So what are they saying here? Are they saying this is part of the saga? I think it's a little pompous, like according to their own rules, that they are having a crawl.
Oh, I'm sure they consider it's part of the new saga. Like the new saga.
But see, I think that they're so clueless that they don't even know what you were just talking about, Tim. They don't
Right.
understand the differences between, let's say, having a crawl and not having a crawl in a book or a novel or whatever they're doing, or having a crawl and not having a crawl on a movie.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really. I don't know. I just think that they don't understand Star Wars to the point where none of the they don't even look that much into it. It's just, it's Star Wars. It must have a crawl.
But just look at it. I mean, the Glorious Republic. It just sounds so stupid.
Yeah.
Do you want to read it? Do you want to read it?
Can I read it?
Yeah, go on.
Yes.
Okay, I got to get some practice for my reading channel anyway.
All right.
There you go.
Star Wars: The High Republic. The galaxy is at peace, ruled by the glorious Republic, and protected by the noble and wise Jedi Knights. As a symbol of all that is good, the Republic is about to launch Starlight Beacon into the far reaches of the Outer Rim. This new space station will serve as a ray of hope for all to see. Can you scroll down? But just as a magnificent renaissance spreads throughout the Republic, so does a frightening new adversary. Now the guardians of peace and justice must face a threat to themselves, the galaxy, and the Force itself. Doggo likes it.
Yeah, no, it doesn't like it. Howls at it.
Yeah, Christ.
Frank, ray of hope. Wow. So what does that mean? So what does that mean?
Well, we know who the enemy is, right? It's a bunch of pirates.
How
Do you reckon they're going to try
threaten the Force itself?
Yeah.
Do you reckon they're going to try and steal the Yuzon Vong and try and adapt that
Oh gosh.
a little bit here?
Way wrong time period for it, but
I know, but it's like they're a threat. What does it say? They're a threat to the Force. I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
it's just the threat to the Force itself.
Threat to themselves, the galaxy, and the Force itself. Apparently, the rule 2 is not the way it is in the EU. So, of course, there's going to be Sith Empire. So, I guess that's the threat. I don't know, but it's like this crawl is literally someone who looked through a thesaurus and picked out all the adjectives they could find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
like even just that opening one that you were saying, Greg, the Glorious Republic. It's like glorious, really.
Yeah.
I don't like the word ruled either. Probably governed would have been better.
Yeah.
You know, that sounds more like the Empire.
Yeah, there was one instance where a Jedi was Chancellor, so technically, if you were to consider that rule, but but it would have been like they served the Republic; they didn't rule it. It's not like we were, the citizens were subjects of the Jedi or anything like that.
Well, I'm sure in the eyes of the author group that came up with all this stuff, that a republic is not a valid form of government.
There you go. There's a nice compliment for you.
Yeah, he said I sound like Clancy Brown, and I said, "Is that a good thing?"
I don't know what a Clancy Brown sounds like.
No.
Watch Buckaroo Banzai at least.
I've seen that a long time ago. Yeah. With Peter Weller.
I can't remember his character's name. It has to be like something along the lines of Tex, but he's the one that walks around in a cowboy hat.
Nice.
Beagles is in the chat. Sorry, Beagles. How you doing, man?
What's up, Biggs?
Yeah. Hey, Beagles. No, this thing is just this is the author the author group of the High Republic just basically self-fluffing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you know how they delayed this? I'm not unconvinced that they didn't retold the entire story because of all the negative feedback, and then suddenly we're going to push it out, what was it, 6 months, and suddenly we get this crawl, and we're getting kind of mixed signals if it is something like the Yuzon Vong, probably not from another galaxy, but maybe from the Outer Rim, and maybe they'll pull Thrawn into it 1,000 or a couple hundred years later. Who knows? Because
maybe it's just the Chiss. Maybe they're going to adapt the Chiss at this time coming in.
Which wouldn't make sense, but it wouldn't make sense, so it would make sense for them. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Disney Star Wars continuity.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It certainly doesn't need to make.
Speaking of continuity, like how many people do they have working on this? It's like a whole 14 or something like that, right? It's a lot. It was a lot of people, and they're doing a whole series of books. I don't know how they're going to try. I don't know how they're going to keep this together.
Yeah.
Well,
They can't
particularly
keep
because it's Disney. You look at they managed to do a pretty good job in the old EU of maintaining some continuity.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, they finally got there. Probably around the time Del Rey took over. Yeah, you're right.
This is not the same thing, and it's not the same people. Their priorities aren't towards continuity, and canon are not really their concerns.
No, they've told us that.
Yeah, I mean,
repeatedly.
Like, funny, you didn't see continuity and canon on that whiteboard, right? Or,
no,
where the brainstorm session with the dinosaurs and the diversity and stuff, right?
Yeah,
like you didn't see canon on there at all, did you?
Maybe they meant diversity in terms of canon, So what they think of canon.
Stop trying to justify it for them, Tim. The thing that also doesn't make sense is, who are they writing these books for? The people that love their Star Wars books, they're burnt. Like okay, yes, they might have a few new fans out there, but not the ones that are going to go and buy these books. I don't think.
Well, I think not enough, at least, to buy the books, because what's that rule, 80-20 rule or something like that, where like 20% is like responsible, like they're the ones responsible for like 80% of the profits. You alienate that 20%, you're going to lose the majority of your profits. So even if you have a sizable fan base, and I say that loosely, for Star Wars right now, it's not nearly enough for those dedicated 20% who would be going out and buying the books, comic books, movies, going to see the movies like more than once. Like Last Jedi, I was one and done, pretty much. And that's what a lot of people were like, and the people that are defending Star Wars is now, they're not the ones that do that.
They're the ones that
you gotta remember.
But the ones that are defending Star Wars now aren't going to buy this book either.
No. Well, I mean, you look at even going back to the original trilogy and the prequels, like the percent of the audience that went to see the movies multiple times, the amount of them that bought the books is a very small percentage. I mean, you're talking about a massive movie audience, and the books, while successful and were popular, that audience is minuscule compared to the overall audience that goes to see the movies and in some cases watches the television show. But even the television shows, the amount of Star Wars customers that actually bothered to watch the Clone Wars when it was on TV was very, very small. So when you look at like a show that has like 4 million people watching it, we'll take 4 million people times $10 for their movie ticket, right? $40 million. How much does Star Wars make? Way more than that. So like, even if those people went to see it 10 times, that's $400 million. That still dwarfs the amount of people that went to see the movie. So it's a very small audience. And then you fractured that audience now and splintered that. There's not much left. The only thing they have going for them is the fact that books, they're probably not paying these authors shit.
Nope. And that's what I've been saying for several months now.
I mean,
they're probably not paying them shit, but these people want to do it because they get to, push their political crap. And they'll take a 40 grand a year paycheck and then probably do some part-time work somewhere else, writing stuff.
They're being
a janitor,
They're being paid in virtue coin.
Yeah.
So
we get to virtue signal, so we'll take a pay cut.
To them, virtue coin is way more noble than the dollar. So like they're fine with that. So like Lucasfilm, Del Rey, whatever, they're not paying these authors fucking shit. So, and the cost to actually print a book in mass is not that expensive. So these things don't have to do well to turn a profit. But if they're expecting this to be like where this is the problem, like, so they're not going to lose money on this, I don't think.
No.
The problem is if they were using this, if they were going to plan to use this as a farm for future video games and movie settings, the fact that this is going to flop you're leaving a lot on the table. Because like if you came up with something good, paid some real authors a decent chunk of money to come up with a good story and really thought about it,
Yeah.
you could then mine that for future games. Like, hey, how about a new story video game that actually isn't just a bunch of cutscenes of let's be friends. And then additional movies, but they're wasting that opportunity because these are not going to pick up steam. People aren't going to read these and go, this should be a movie. And that's where they're really losing the potential money.
Massively. Well, again, I don't know who's going to go out and buy this book. I'm certainly not, especially after reading the Aftermath novel. I'm just thinking about the villain in this series. Like who again, I know I asked about the Yuzon Vong, would they adapt that? I'm actually starting to think that now that they made the adjustment to the rule of two, so how they went from it's the rule of two to it's two to rule the rest, they're going to bring Sith into it.
That's
or dark side Force users that are controlled by the Sith.
I think they're going to bring in dark side. I don't think they'll actually call them Sith. I think they're not that dumb.
Some other people in the community are positing that they're going to bring in Darth Plagueis, not as we know him, but as just a different character. But he's that old. So,
how old can muses? They're muses, right?
No, but that's what I'm saying. It could be a human, just whoever it is, because that's not until the novel came out. It wasn't in the movies or anything, right? Or it wasn't even in the novelization. So of Revenge of the Sith. So that's what some other people are saying that they think they're going to do. So, and honestly, if I remember correctly, I don't think Palpatine even said that was his master in the movie. He just kind of alluded to a prior
He
Sith
said the
Lord.
name,
correct.
that it was just something. So yeah,
That's right.
So I can see them doing that.
Yeah, if you go only by the movies, Plagueis could be anywhere in the timeline.
They don't make Palpatine his master. That's fucked if they do that.
Oh yeah, I'll be pissed because I'm about to finish the novel, which I should have read a long time ago, and it's amazing. It's epic.
Amazing! It's one of the best. It's if not the best. If you haven't read Plagueis, go and read it.
Yes.
It's incredible. The thing that I look at with this series though is Sorry. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
No, she's going to just keep going. Sorry. Somebody take over for just a second because my phone's miles.
Hey, Siri. Hey, Siri. Just keep fucking saying, hey, Siri.
Siri is not
Siri. Hey, Siri, play Wet Ass Pussy.
Oh, God.
So Lord Vader,
Sorry, now I can't even remember what I was going to say. Sorry.
Highlight Lord Vader's comment. There's a few things here. Number one, that book was being written before they made the decision, right?
Yeah.
The manuscript was. And second, they have no continuity, so they would totally ignore that. They already have ignored stuff in that book.
Yeah, it's like the Kenobi book. That was being written well before Disney bought. Like it was planned and being written well before Disney bought Lucasfilm. So that even has like the Legends banner across it. So like even though it was published after the purchase. So and it was the same way with Tarkin, published after the purchase, but it was planned before then. So it's now scrapped as far as continuity.
Yeah, they have already contradicted it in several places, and they contradict themselves in the movies. So they'll do whatever they want.
Just the thing that I hate is that I want Star Wars to be going in this direction, but they keep digging a massive grave for themselves as they keep releasing and announcing more shit. It's just they just need to stop, flip it, and reverse it.
This is going to be the worst.
I don't know. Watto is Plagueis.
Yeah.
I don't know. For the sequel trilogy, I would have accepted Jar Jar was the evil Sith Lord the entire time, and it would have been more believable than what we got at the end.
Kenobi was released was it released before or after Disney?
I think it came out in I want to say 2013. Hold on, let me just look at my grab my
It's
card.
Legends.
I know.
It's
I know the
Legends, yeah.
I know the Tarkin book definitely is a Disney release.
What?
But
It
see,
has
what
Legends,
I want to know is, were these books already in development when they were under George Lucas's Lucasfilm, and were they then just released based on?
It's copyrighted 2013.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it came out just a hair before Disney purchased Lucasfilm, it was still around the same time. So even the Kenobi book is no longer canon.
No.
But the Kenobi book is it's good, right?
Tarkin
read
is not
it.
Disney Star Wars, Lord Vader. They've contradicted. If it is, they've contradicted their own work. It was planned before Disney took over, so you can't say it's Disney Star Wars.
Yeah, there's no mention of Krennic or anything like that. It makes no sense, that entire book.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad book. I mean, I like the parts when he's on Iriedu and all that, but it's garbage. Just the way that, we make this book by one of our best authors who it looks like they pushed out, and then they just start contradicting it. See ya, Orange Hat.
See you, Orange Hat. Yeah, thanks for coming by. And hello, Becky. We lose one, we gain one.
Mm-hmm.
Lord Vader's going mental in the chat.
Yeah, I don't disagree with them. They consider it part of the continuity. What I'm saying is it doesn't mean they're not going to do something because of what's in that book.
And it doesn't mean that it makes sense either.
Right.
With other things that they've done.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, clearly between even the movies, just the three sequels, there's no continuity between those. So how do you expect them to keep continuity with books that, whether or not they were released before or after, if they consider it canon, you can still find things where it doesn't make sense. And it's like, I've never read the Tarkin book, but it's like you're saying, it's with you don't see Krennic in there, or
no.
Is there supposed to be as well? Should you have seen Krennic, do you think?
Yeah. I mean, based on what they show, yeah, you should see that. And see, Michelle Yolene is saying Kenobi's boring. That's the most polarizing book. Like, I hear people saying it's great and it's not great. I'm going to read it for myself and find out, because I think it's like more of a personal taste. Do I like a certain kind of book? Did you like it, Mara?
I enjoyed it. I think it could have been at least a good foundation for a Kenobi standalone film, because it's I mean, yeah, there's like as terms of themes of conflict, there is technically man versus man sort of a thing. So you will see Kenobi at times have to use his lightsaber even though he's trying to hide. But at the same time, it's a very character-driven novel, because he's coming to terms with what happened, because it takes place. The beginning of the book literally takes place right as he's taking Luke to Tatooine. He's getting ready to turn him or hand him to Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a man who's wrestling with his own demons, proverbial demons, and trying to learn through his meditations and kind of in a way speaking to Qui-Gon Jinn how to become become a Force ghost, and what Qui-Gon learned prior to himself.
Right.
So
yeah,
they wouldn't exactly have to adapt it necessarily entirely, but it could have been a good basis.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Tim, did you want to read some of those other ones? Seeing as you want to
Certain point of view.
A certain point of view, it's sort of the same thing. It's it's a novel, right, that they've come out with.
It's an anthology, yeah. And gosh, the whole conversation's so nuanced, because they've been making tweets saying, you kind of decide, are each of these individual stories canon or not? So I guess it's something where they allow their authors to play around and stuff.
It's your head canon, right?
Yeah. So I picked about 6 different tweets, because we couldn't do all 40 or 50 of them. But I picked the ones that I think we'd find the most interesting. So here's the first one. Did you find the one with L337? Yes, I have. That's one of the ones on the list.
Okay, good, because I did read that one and I was like,
it's the first one.
Cool.
Let me switch to dark mode, and then I'll...
Greg, you still with us, mate? You went quiet.
He said he'd be right back in the private chat.
I didn't see that, sorry. Yeah, you did.
All right, here we go. So this is a retweet from. Let me close this really quick. This is a retweet from
Hey, mate.
from the author Brittany N. Williams, an L3 Stan account. So yeah, nice. And she's talking about, yay, I got to do this. But the tweet itself, they have quotations from everyone, right? And then they have the title of it. But they're basically revealing, and the Falcon having 3 droid brains like wired together, it's old. They did that like in the West End game stuff. So it's been around for 30 plus years, but it was never it wasn't Lando's droid, especially that annoying droid. So this is the quote. So
hold on. Do you want to? You haven't brought it up. Do you want to bring them up?
Oh, I thought I had already shared. My bad.
You're sharing this screen, the stream.
Oh, that's the wrong one. My bad.
Yeah, I sniped my own stream. Yeah. Did you? Sorry, can I ask? Did you find the one about Lando and on Cloud City and talking about food for Vader?
I skipped over that one. But we can do that one because there's another Cloud City one that I had missed 2 days ago, and I'm like, what the heck is this?
Man, I was reading some of them tonight. I'm like, what is going on? What has actually happened to Star Wars? Like, I know it's bad. I get that it's bad, but it just keeps getting worse. And it's just, oh my God.
I knew they were going to go this route with the ABC droid here because but like whenever like they like literally put her brain in the Falcon when they were trying to escape because she had like the best, like she had all these data point, like navigational points in her brain, like, oh, convenient, she helps map the way through the Kessel, so like for the Kessel run.
But that's again not.
You take it away, so you take another thing away from Han Solo. It's the droid the entire time.
But again, see, that's the other thing that I hate about Solo is how much they changed the Castle Run and what the Castle Run actually is. Anyway, go on, Tim. Oh, sorry, Greg, you wanted to say something?
I was going to say, I mean, this really brings into some different context. So, like, if L337 is the Millennium Falcon, then when like R2D2 like fixes the hyperdrive, he like reaches in there and like, what does he do? Tickle her G spot, and then boom,
right, it's right,
boom, right to light speed. I was like,
that's why the light speed very rarely. That's why
the equivalent of her having an orgasm.
that's why the light speed doesn't always work because she goes like full SJW, like rape. I got raped by a droid. I'm not.
It doesn't always work because that's when she's faking it. But whenever,
sometimes she has a headache.
Yeah,
she's not in the mood.
This is Lando's droid. Yeah.
Oh God.
Rape.
No, you know what that is. That is when Rey pulls out the
download.
She bypasses. When she bypasses the compressor.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's the rape spelled that way. All right, go on, Tim.
Yeah, but this is it, and yeah, just the name of that author, like, I don't know. It's this droid. It was not well received. I mean, I think that movie, in general, like just people being Star Wars fans, not I hate Disney or I love Disney. I think they didn't mind that movie, but that droid was probably one of the worst parts of it. Yet, let's write an entire short story about that droid.
No, I would say as a fan, like the Han Solo naming Han Solo, the meeting Chewbacca.
Oh yeah, we don't like it, but in the general audience,
I hate that movie.
Yes. Yeah. I'm just saying the general audience. I think they probably didn't mind the movie except for stuff like this annoying ass droid, and get rid of it and never talk about it again. I didn't like the movie because they butchered the character, but.
Remember that movie with Chevy Chase where he becomes Funny Farm? He goes to become an author.
That's
right,
awesome.
And he writes this. He's like trying to write this novel, and then he like gives it to his wife, and the wife is like, it's got flash forwards, flashbacks, it's all over the place. Like I feel that's like the book. The Han Solo movie is the book that he wrote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like the convoluted, like the double cross, triple cross thing, and like it was just all over the a weird heist movie in between. It was just trying to be like a whole bunch of different movies, and it just didn't work. I mean, there's parts of the movie that were just flat out freaking boring as hell.
Like, I don't even understand why they're using trains to ship cargo.
Yeah,
like,
no shit. Yeah,
because they wanted a train scene. It's they wanted the visual.
Ships. You got fucking ships. You got cargo ships that fucking carry this shit across fucking the galaxy.
Yeah.
Well, I could believe that trains would still be a viable thing for mass cargo from like let's say like a mining facility on the planet to a processing facility on the planet. Like that would be still an efficient way to do it, but not that planet, obviously, because they're not processing that stuff there. It's just it's there because they wanted to do a train heist scene. They wanted a little bit of Under Siege 2 or something.
Yeah, it's so funny we didn't even read one of those out, and we all went on a fucking rant about a certain point of view. We haven't even read one. Did you want to read one too?
Yeah, we can move on to the next one if you want. But one other thing about the double triple cross, when Woody walks back into the mobster's room, I'm like, this is dumb as fuck. It was just like, why didn't he just stay? It's like he left and came back just to reveal himself. It made no sense. Yeah,
that's what I mean. It's like it's not even like a clever like mystery or anything. It's just really stupid and kind of boring. It's like. Yeah.
So here's the other Bespin one. Now let's go ahead and read this because look at the photo. Okay, look at the photo, and who is that?
I know who that is.
It's Leia, right? Well,
that's correct.
It says Jalen stared at her reflection. Her hair was done up in the Bespin style, looped braids draping her shoulders. She was a lady of means, daughter of a Tabana gas tycoon, a Cloud City socialite. The frivolous clothing should have made her happy in the past. Glamorous garments had been her soothing balm, a second skin, and gauzy disguise. Gauzy, whatever. A reprieve to shed the understated attire required of her position. She twirled again, but it didn't make her feel any better. More than anything, she yearned to be someone else. Maybe today she could pretend to be a rebel princess. Oh, so that's not Leia.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what? Who
it's
cares?
Some then? Weird like
Leia wannabe.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, see, for me, like I think I mentioned, I like the premise and the idea of having a certain point of views sort of thing. Like, just the idea of that's not a bad idea, but give him some good, like, again, you're looking at that figure, you're thinking Leia straight away.
Well,
and then obviously, it's not. Sorry, go on.
You could think Adi Gallia from the
thingo. It does kind of look like her.
The council. Just get those things in the back.
I'm going to disagree. I don't like the idea. I think it's a bad idea. Because you're injecting, like you're going back in and inserting shit that doesn't belong into the original trilogy. So this whole everything that we've heard of, and the other side says this a lot. Well, it's not made for you. It's for a new audience and everything like that. It's like, yeah, well, the original trilogy was made for me. It came out when I was a young child. It is made for me. Like, you can have your fucking Disney trilogy if you want, but leave mine alone then. Like, if you're going to do this whole, it's not made for you. Well, you know what? The original trilogy wasn't made for you fucking freaks.
Yeah.
So get the fuck out of it and write your own shit. Like, go into the future, ruin your sequel trilogy. Fine, whatever. It's not made for me. I can dismiss it. Stop going back then and trying to damage the original trilogy as well. Leave it fucking alone. Stop doing anything in the period. No more games, nothing. Everything that happens between 1 and 6 is off fucking limits.
Yeah.
Did they at all even indicates, I mean, I didn't go through the novelization, but that her hairstyle was in any way Bespin style? Because I don't remember them indicating that at all.
They're just. Go on.
When Lando says, you look absolutely beautiful. You truly belong with us among the clouds. Maybe because she was dressed in their style and had her. I have no idea, but that's the only thing I can come up
dressed
with.
In the style, but like to say like her hair was Bespin style, I'm like that doesn't make any sense. Like basically, you're taking that to it. to invoke nostalgia in OT fans and go, oh, this is the Bespin style. So you remember this? Leia wore this in Empire Strikes Back, and to connect it in a way, and then have her kind of be a groupie for Leia.
I have a penis, so I could give two fucks about fucking styles and socialites and fucking Cloud City.
Well, it's funny that you say that, Tim, in regards to what Lando said to Leia. It's like how they tried to, with Palpatine, the dark side is the pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural, and that was their justification. So they thought that they'd use that line. I reckon it's the same thing with this. They're going, I think whatever you just said, living with us amongst the clouds, they go, oh, let's make that an Easter egg. By basically, making it that's what he was implying, that, because she was dressed like how they dressed there, that's why he said that. It's just stupid. You got another one there for us?
Oh my gosh. This, I think, for my money, or not my money, as it would be, is probably the most cringy of all of them. And I think this, I bet you know which one it is. So the guy who is walking down the hallway on Hoth carrying like a box, and he has to squeeze in between this scene right here. Yeah. I don't think it's just about that guy. I think it's about a few others, but it's going to be a correction of Han story, obviously. So this is that guy, Chase.
I haven't seen
grips.
This one.
His name is Chase. Chase grips his crate tighter and steps right into the scant space between them and ignores the rising argument behind him. You could use a good kiss, Captain Solo bellows. It echoes throughout the corridor. The absolute nerve. The absolute nerve. I can just hear the SJW voice.
Yeah, so, oh my God. So basically it's like that, it's like that commercial where it's like, oh, you guys, like, if you see a guy who's going to in any way flirt with a woman, you guys step in and be a good white knight for her.
Oh, the Gillette commercial?
Yeah.
Yeah,
God.
It reeks of that, and it also reeks of this classism that seems to like they're trying to introduce in the rebellion.
Yep.
Like Han Solo's like too good to like the real heroes of the rebellion are the fucking grunts that pick up and move crates. Like those are the real workers. They're the ones that drive the the whole thing. It reeks of like Marxist garbage. Like Han Solo isn't doing work. Like he'd risked his life to go and fucking rescue his friend Luke out in the cold on a tauntaun, and he's the one that like saved Luke and allowed the Death Star to be destroyed. He carries out and goes on fucking missions all the time. He brought his own assets to the rebellion and with the Millennium Falcon. Like none of all that's overlooked because he's just like some elitist, and because he's an elitist, he's not part of the down with the cause and everything, because he's just not a fucking mindless grunt picking up boxes and moving.
Yeah.
Like that's the real hero of the rebellion. Like, yep, that's who. When I played with my Star Wars toys when I was younger, I was like, fuck Han Solo. I want to be the guy that's moving boxes.
It's a very Bolshevik outlook on it, I think. So
very, very much.
Yeah. Russia.
And that's what really that bothers me more than the whole the nerve of Han Solo trying to make him be like like some womanizer or something.
The absolute nerve.
Yeah, the absolute nerve. Like,
let me flick my hair again.
Yeah.
Put my hand on my hip and do the Z formation. Yeah, but
like the people they looked up to Han in the rebellion, and they certainly looked up to Leia as well. I mean, they're heroes. They wouldn't have this attitude towards him because it's you can lose. Oh, the nerve. He's like, then why are you with the cause if that's the leadership in it?
Right.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but this, I almost want to read this just to see how cringy it's going to get. So. Han seems to be the character that they're most going after. Daniel Jose Older. Oh gosh, there was that cringy scene in one of Ichibaka's videos where a Gungan basically calls him out for being racist because Han tells Chewie, like, I'll handle this, because it's a security guard. he's like, Weeson needs to get in. And he's like, really? You think I talk that way? And he gives him this 2-paragraph diatribe and stuff. And Han's like, oh, sorry. Han would not have said sorry.
No, he
So,
wouldn't have.
oh gosh,
No.
I hate this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they have to go after Han Solo because he's the macho guy. He's the
badass.
He's the toxic male because he's in an older position. He's kind of a rogue guy. Definitely highly masculine. Versus Luke is more boyish and everything in the movies. So until you get to Return of the Jedi, there's less of him to go after.
Han would have shot him. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yep.
So is that all on this one? I can go to the next one.
Yeah. Go on to the next
Okay.
one.
I don't want to open them all at the same time because
No, that's all right. It's good. We can just go through a couple more and discuss them. And
Yeah, I think I have 2 or 3 more, and the last
Then-
one I think is the one that you're like, what the heck is this?
yeah.
I saw
there's
people
so many that are
decided
like
to
that.
write a certain
Yeah.
point of view story around literally the guy who goes in between Han Solo and Leia. You're like, no one ever watched that scene because I want to know more about that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, when's his action figure coming out?
Yeah, pretty much.
Actually, guys, this is the one that,
Hey, Eric.
that I just mentioned. Like, what the hell is this?
Okay.
This is the last story, and it's by Engelberger. May the Force be with me as I prepare to inscribe another entry in the Immortal Journal of the Wills. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Well, actually.
Oh god.
So you're going to
my
do this, but you're going to do it
God.
in this book? I mean,
Oh
Wait a
my
minute, like-
god.
The Wills is some sort of like mass publication that people just add stories
Yeah.
to. Is that how that works now? Like it's not some like
lost
They're not-
scroll.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, you're taking literally these entities that are, I don't want to say the embodiments of the Force, but basically like they're at the center of the Force. The Wills were essentially the historians for the Star Wars universe.
Mhm.
Like in when George Lucas was originally coming up with this, like the story for the original trilogy and like Star Wars in general. And then you have like a long time ago, the galaxy far, far away. Well, actually, who decides to put that in a story about literally the Wills?
Yeah.
People, I'm just catching up with some of the people saying stuff about what, how they're going after Han. Sorry. I just don't understand this. That's not what the Wills ever were. This is just, it just goes to show how much they really don't understand what Star Wars is or the Force for that matter.
Yeah,
Like,
the Wills is like Reader's Digest, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You submit a story to it and they publish it. That's how it works.
yeah.
It's you know what it is? It's a hollow blog anyone can get to.
That's right. Yes.
Anyone can edit it. It's like Wikipedia, right? How about
It's,
that?
yes. It's the Force version of
Wikipedia.
It's Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. I almost want to go to Barnes and Noble when this comes out next month and say, hey, what's your return policy? So I can buy it, get everything I need out of it, and then take it back. Because I want to see what's in it just to criticize it, but I don't want to buy it.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that publish the individual stories because each individual story is not very long, correct?
No.
Like,
they're not very long at all.
It's
There's
a
40
very
of them.
short story. Yeah, there's like
We
it's
love
like
it.
a super short story about stuff you've never cared about and never should care about.
Chrome like
say we lost
literally quit on me, like just closed entirely.
That's been happening to me lately too, where it's just like, boop. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Fuck 2020.
Fuck Victoria.
Fuck off, cunt. Hated. You got a couple more there, Tim?
Yeah, I'm trying to get it up right now.
Cool.
And that's what
Is
she
that-
said. Said
that
the
what
actress to
Ryan-
the
I think everyone thought of that at the same time.
Ryan, is
Yeah,
that
like
what
three
you
of
said
us said it out
your COVID
loud.
booty? Is that what you said your COVID booty?
Yeah,
I'm trying to get it up.
Hey,
So-
she was successful.
So this one, I think you've probably heard of. I mean, it's been going around for a couple months. But before I hit share, I want to say the first thing: the name of this character first came out, I think, on an action figure, and I thought, really, you went with that name? And it's this.
Oh,
The ice
Wait.
cream maker man.
Wilro Hood.
Yeah, that's his name. Probably from 2006. They put it on one of the his action figure. It's just kind of I don't know. But he's the guy you can see for about a second and a half running with an ice cream maker when, the Lando sounds the alert. So. And didn't they have this thing in The Mandalorian?
the ice cream maker.
Yeah. Wasn't there money in it or something like that? Or that metal that they use? Beskar.
Oh,
Didn't
yeah.
Wasn't that the same thing?
Is there one of those it looks the same?
Maybe I'm
based on that
misremembering,
picture?
but either way, they made a story of him. And the tweet says you can't spell Star Wars without Wilro Hood.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what's in the Camtono? So I guess we have a name for it now.
So is this their way of
It's an
basically
urn.
making sure that Batu is canon, since they that's
Oh, yes, Mara, thank you. That's the reason I chose this one, because once again, they're trying to shoehorn their dumbass planet into every single work they have. So,
Yeah, it's an urn, and it contains the ashes of what was a good franchise.
yeah.
there you go. Yeah. That's why we keep you around, Greg. You have those great one-liners. But yeah, Batu, that's the main reason I picked this one, not just because of the absurdity of the ice cream maker man, but one of the Thrawn novels has Batu in it. I mean, like very prominently, where Thrawn and Vader are teaming up to investigate some stuff. You're not going to make that park relevant by putting in books and comics that no one, like the general populace, doesn't even read, much less probably are not aware of. So.
Oh, I guarantee they're going to visit it in The Mandalorian at some point.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised they haven't already.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really all on this one. The guy that literally runs past the screen, and unless you're looking, you're going to miss him. There's a story on him. So
Well, thank God they fleshed that one out.
Yeah.
They had how many planets to work with if they really wanted to do a Star Wars themed park? And you've seen, Ryno has brought up maps where you could have had different sections literally of different planets, and they
chose a whole
chose
stream
one.
on that one time.
Yeah, and they chose one planet that no one cares about, no one's heard of, no one's read about, and just
dumb.
I mean, I know how they changed the name of the Sith home planet, a home world, from Korriban to Moraban.
Yeah.
It would have been even better for them to even just do Moraban, even though,
Didn't they do that before Disney, I thought, on Clone Wars?
They did it on Clone Wars, didn't they?
Yeah, I
think
think
they
so. I think so. Yeah. Part of
Yeah, but
why I'm not a fan of that show.
You only hear about the Sith home planet in season 6, though. You don't hear about it before then.
Okay. So here's
So that was after Disney took it over.
Okay.
It wasn't before.
So here's another one, and this is the one I tweeted out. I retweeted it several days ago, and this is complete. I don't want to call it character destruction, but I guess it's part of character destruction. It's more character misunderstanding. This just shows that they don't get the characters.
Okay.
So it's the Obi-Wan story, I guess, called "There Was Always Another." And the tweet says, the tweet says the problem with Skywalker is that they care too much. Obi-Wan knows, he's always known. And then the excerpt is, I had hoped that dying would be enough to untangle me from the Skywalker family's issues. Yeah, because he freaking hates those Skywalkers. Yeah, and yet here I am again, Obi-Wan Kenobi, one with the Force, and still the only thing standing between a Skywalker and an impulse decision that could have galactic consequences. It's like he's resenting the fact that he can't just die.
He made the decision. He made the decision to become one with the Force so he could train Luke.
Yeah,
He wanted to get away with them from him. That's he could have flown away from Tatooine at any point in time. And as a Force ghost, I assume you can choose to whom and when you're going to appear. Not like the Force is like, guess what? Gives Obi-Wan a shove. Like, you're talking to Luke right now. like he's like, oh, God, all right,
Vader,
fine, I'll talk to Luke.
It's a Star Wars
Fuck these
channel.
Skywalkers.
It's a Star Wars channel. We talked about Marvel. We talked about Marvel last week, so it's not all Star Wars, but okay. Sorry, I just wanted to address that.
I don't know. This just seems really shitty of them. Maybe we're taking it out of context, but just if you're going to release an excerpt, why this? To make Obi-Wan look like a complete asshole. I mean,
I don't know.
Well, that and like by Return of the Jedi time, was Luke really an impulsive decision maker? Like, was he like?
I mean, you could technically argue that with his like decision to go face Vader in a way, but even then, like there was still like
he wasn't impulsive. That was calculated and planned. Like not.
One thing, like maybe like like calculated and planned to an extent, but him deciding to like like when he was on that bridge and like I have to go see Vader, like maybe just a tiny bit there was a little bit of impulsivity because he could have stayed, but at the same time, Obi-Wan literally stuck around not because of like Skywalker family issues, but because hey, I had to train this one because he's the new hope for the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
But it also pisses me off from even episode 1 then, because from episode 1, it means that he's apparently been carrying this burden of having to train the Skywalkers and failing at training Anakin. And it takes away from his story, I feel. Like it makes him seem like, oh, I'm doing this because I have to do it. Not because I want to do it. Not because I want to make the galaxy a better place. Not because I'm a true Jedi. Like, it's a burden. Get fucked with this shit, Disney. Seriously. Fuck off, Disney!
Well, going back to the prequels, like, who here on the panel thinks that, like, Palpatine's plan wouldn't have worked if Anakin never existed?
Yeah, you cut out.
Basically, he's asking, would Palpatine's plan would have worked if Anakin wasn't around? And
I mean, at some point, I think it would have worked.
I think he would have been caught out. I honestly think he would have been caught out, and he would have kept Dooku as let's say events rolled out exactly the same way that they did, but Anakin's not a factor. He's not there. I think he would have just kept Dooku, and like by the time,
well, Naboo would have been lost, right?
I'm just trying to think though, because
he blew up the droid ship.
The only way though he got found out was because he told Anakin. But I suppose what would have happened was Obi-Wan would have gone and killed Grievous. Then the Jedi Council would have gone to Palpatine to get the thing. Mace Windu would have won and killed him. Because the only reason why Mace Windu didn't win and didn't kill him was because of Anakin.
Yeah, but
I read that as he let him.
I suppose Palpatine still had more in him, is what you're saying. He was just allowing Anakin to make the decision for him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because he went toe to toe with Yoda, fine.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
maybe
I have to rewatch the movie, but I think
he wasted those other two guys quick.
Him being found out was him literally telling Anakin, and then Anakin kind of letting like the Mace Windu know.
Oh yeah, by default they're making Qui-Gon a bad guy. Sorry.
Yeah, so at that point, the Jedi could tell there was a dark side influence, but not where it was coming from.
Right.
So because the Jedi Temple itself is built on a dark side nexus on Coruscant.
Yeah.
So, like, would he have gotten caught? Most likely, eventually, he would have gotten caught because he's literally like giving them every reason in the book to, I don't want to say target him, but he's extended his power. He's given himself emergency powers. He's like taken on a dictatorial role. So I think eventually it would have gone after him, at least to depose him
before Order 66.
Possibly, I don't know. The thing is, like, that's like a whole lot of speculation because you have to take it all into account all the events that happened in Revenge of the Sith.
But okay,
Yeah,
if you let's say you go just by the Clone Wars, there were so many times where he nearly got caught. Right now, you got to think that there was so many times though where he was getting his information from Anakin because he was so close with Anakin. Now, if Anakin wasn't feeding him that information, there probably would have been more of a chance of him getting busted earlier than and not getting so far into it. I don't know.
I think it's very possible that the Emperor, because of the political climate, is like. If you separate like what was going on with the Republic versus what was going on with the Jedi, like the Republic was in a bad spot politically. It was ripe to be like converted into an empire system where somebody has more full control because the bureaucracy was out of control and everything. Like, I mean, this is a story. This is Rome, right? Like this is how the Caesar came to be. Like, I feel like the Emperor, he probably would have achieved Emperor status even without Anakin. Like I feel like Anakin was like an extra bonus and a helpful enforcer for sure, but like I feel like Maul could have gotten a pretty good job done, or Dooku. Like, because you got to remember, like, okay, maybe Maul would have still fallen on Naboo. See, would they ever, without Anakin, would they have ever even gotten off of Tatooine? Like, you go all the way back into that story, it's like, I don't know if they would have. Like, they wouldn't have been able to fly away from Maul.
Yeah, because they wouldn't have had the will to take what they needed by force.
Right.
So
I mean, it would be a very different story, but I feel like Palpatine's, like, the political side of the issue, Palpatine would have still risen to power. He still would have become Chancellor. He wouldn't have exposed himself as being a Sith to the Jedi. He did that specifically to prompt Anakin to turn. Like, he willingly got caught.
Plus, it was about revenge too. That was the whole point. They wanted revenge on the Jedi Order. But I'll have to go back and look at Stover's excellent novelization. But I think Palpatine might have put himself in that position, like he was losing, to give Anakin the opportunity to attack Mace and turn. I'll have to go back and check that out. But I do seem to remember that.
See, that's always the impression I got when I was watching the movie, that he was fighting Mace Windu to a stalemate on purpose.
Yeah, and the Jedi are weak during that time. It's stated in the movies and in the books that there's a turn in the Force, and it's on the dark side's side. So yes,
Bagels. Palpatine was a senator from Naboo. From Naboo. So
yeah. Anyway, this is another stupid story, and that's the last one I have. But there's many more.
There's heaps.
Go to Del Rey's,
and most of them are bad.
Yeah, if you go to their Twitter profile, you can look at all of them and all the insipid conversations going on in the comments and the replies. And I checked, like I drilled into who are these people positively replying, and probably 95% of the 30 to 50 profiles I looked at were pronoun people. So. There's your audience.
Yeah.
Can I just ask in regards to this, were they losing their connection to the Force, or were they just blinded by the dark side within the Force? They still had their connection.
They're not losing their connection. They're not losing their connection.
And the thing is like they even say that, the dark side surrounds the Chancellor, surrounds Palpatine and all this kind of stuff. It's just, I don't know.
Well, I don't consider that certain point of view for A New Hope, basically, Lord Vader, to be canon. But no, in Star Wars lore, the Jedi Temple was built on the dark side nexus on Coruscant. So, their connection to the Force, that's the reason why they were not able to tell that Palpatine was a Sith. The dark side was clouding their ability to see. Not that they were losing their connection to the Force. That makes absolutely no fucking sense. The only way you lose your connection to the Force is if you willingly turn yourself off from it. Basically, you stop trying to read it. You stop trying to connect yourself to it. That's the only way. Jedi cannot lose their connection to the Force.
Smoke some death sticks.
Pretty much. Go home and rethink your life. Pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on from that. We've spent an hour on these new Star Wars books that are doing my head in. So let's go into something else that's doing my head in. Because everything that does come out of Star Wars at the moment does my head in. Okay, so who saw this?
Yeah, all of it.
Oh yeah, that's
Everyone.
yeah, that's
I
what Jeff was showing when I on his monetization stream when I was on for a bit. Yeah, this new ability.
Blake is saying tracking fobs.
He's been trying to
Get
trigger
Ryno
me.
started on that topic.
He's trying to trigger me. He's been trying to do it like he was even doing it in Lyndon's stream. He's just putting in a chat, tracking fobs. Hey, Ryno, tracking fobs.
No, didn't you see? He's like, Dictator Dan came in. He's like, this is how we're gonna find Ryno with tracking fobs.
Okay, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I'm just going to give you a quick. I think we all know that the Force Vision wasn't actually a vision. It was a new Force ability that they're calling a new Force ability called a Force Back.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole idea of this, right, is that you touch an object and you see the history of that object, or like, I don't know. Is that what this is? Has Mara and Tim, anyone that's read the EU, this is a Force ability from the EU, correct?
Yeah, there is a Force ability. Well, this is basically, like I was telling Jeff on his stream, a combination of two Force abilities, because you can't say it's only one, because it doesn't make sense given that the lightsaber itself was not in on Jakku, as far as like they, or at least let's put it this way. We don't know because Disney can't seem to decide anything at all about their canon. But the lightsaber, from what we know, was never on Jakku. So you cannot say it was psychometry, like, solely. And that's the Force ability that Quinlan Voss has. The Force ability they gave Cal Kestis, or whatever his name is, in Jedi Fallen Order. But basically, they touch an object, and you can see its past. You can see like who owned it, where it went, when, and so forth. So, and
later on in the article, they do mention that it is psychometry. Now, the question that I have in regards to that, just quickly, sorry, Mara, to interrupt you. The question that I have in regards to that is, isn't psychometry supposed to be when you touch the object, you see the past sort of memories of that object?
Yes, like basically it's so not just an object, but you can touch.
If it was psychometry, then that means that the saber needed to be on Jakku when her parents dropped her off.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, we have no indication that it was on Jakku, so we cannot say that it was solely psychometry. Because psychometry could also be like if you're tracking someone and you touch the ground where footprints are, and you can tell like where the person's been, sort of a situation. That's the Force ability. Like, you see a person's or an object's past, or like path, I should say. But they combined this with literally another Force power called Force Vision, because that's what she's essentially having in a way. She's having Force Vision. So they're like, let's take this Force ability and let's take this Force ability and combine it into one Force ability and call it a new Force ability. That's what they're doing here.
Was it called a Force Back in the EU?
No, just literally Force Vision.
Like, I just wanted to say something in regards to what they named it. It's so on the nose. It's almost like a Wayfinder. It's like they can't come up with anything like with any sort of substance or anything. They've got to make it so on the nose. It's a Force Back. It's a Wayfinder. It's fuck off with your bullshit. The other thing, though, that I want to ask is the ability of using psychometry or Force psychometry or Force Back in the EU. You had to train to learn that ability, correct? Like any other ability, or was it like a reflex, like with Anakin being able to drive a pod?
Well, yeah, but that's like, those are like Anakin being able to drive a pod racer. It's essentially basically quick reflexes, like the Force is helping them with. But like with any Force ability, you'd have to be trained. Now, there are those with Force abilities that they are more, how do I put this? I don't want to say prodigies, but natural with, yes. Like
Anakin flying Solo, pod racers.
Yeah, like Anakin Solo in the EU, like his natural Force ability that he was adept to, that's what I'm trying to say, was like talking with animals. That was his natural Force ability. He still had to train to do it, but that was his natural ability. But but every ability you would have to learn, even the ones you're natural with. So if you were even natural with psychometry, you'd have to train in how to like actually utilize that Force ability.
Okay, cool. So that answers my question. So my next continuity issue is Rey didn't download Kylo Ren's training until after these events. So how did she learn how to do that?
I'm not going to explain. It's just like the Force has now become a cop-out, literally.
I'm just saying, like,
The Force is a magic McMuffin.
Yeah, pretty much.
fucking Harry Potter in space.
Yeah, it pretty much is at this point.
It is. It's just basically
Worse.
it is whatever you need it to be for the sake of the plot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to say hello to Jonathan here. It's a new face I haven't seen. Welcome. I'm sick of this crap.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, we talk about this shit each week, and I won't stop doing it, but I'm getting real fucking sick of it. It's one retcon or one by default, like, let's just add in a piece of context here to change something back there. It's like the whole Obi-Wan thing that we were just talking about from a certain point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Stop destroying shit. Move on. Like, where I don't know.
And at the same time, they're finding out, hey, there's a power that Rey. What are we looking at here?
That's even Seagal has Mara's leggings. Sorry, that's the first time I've seen this new name.
Yeah, Culture Casino and like the video game stream he does with like Runner and Angela Strevin and so forth. Like, offered to buy me leggings because of this. I'm never going to get them. And I said, no, hold off, because I want to see if I make it to the anniversary of Drunk Offering to send them to me.
That is funny.
Sorry,
No, that's all right. But, it's like they find out, hey, there's a Force ability that we haven't assigned to Rey, so let's do that. She has to be a healer. She has to have Force back. She has to be able to do everything every other Force user in the history of Star Wars can do. So
yeah, she's adept at a lot of abilities, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
It's not a mercy.
But at
Her
that
only
point,
weakness
there was
is
no dyad set up yet either. So
Well,
her
hang
only
on a second.
weakness.
Go on.
I would say her only weakness is that she works too hard, and she.
She needs love, like in Moulin Rouge. All you need is love.
Yeah.
She's an engineer, so
Yeah.
she's a mechanic, so that makes her a pilot, so that makes her a swordsman. That makes her a Force. The thing that I wanted to ask is, like, every single Force ability that we've ever seen from episode 1 to episode 6, we saw her do.
Yeah, like
I don't even
like
know.
Craig said, taking every Force ability that we've seen, give her magically that ability with no training, and then come up with new ones, so that way she literally is a Mary Sue.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars
They're
needs to
leaning
die,
into it.
but
In other words, yeah.
I don't want it to die.
yeah, I mean, next she'll have battle meditation. So don't wait.
Oh yeah,
Flow walking.
yeah.
That too. Yeah.
I know Culture, I know, but I seriously want to see, like,
Culture.
the anniversary is November 17th of last year. So if I get to that date, I've made it a year. I
Nice.
still not have my leggings, so I want to hold off.
Well, I think we're not going to talk about Rey anymore.
Thank
I
you.
don't think there's not much to talk about that, because anybody, like I said, who knows at least some of like the Force abilities, like I described, would know that they're literally taking two and combining them into one.
Yes.
So,
But the fact that she can even use it, and the fact that, oh, we've got another guest. Oh, hello, Jeff.
Hey, good morning, everybody. What's up?
Good morning. How are we on this fine morning?
Doing all right. I forgot I had our pest control come over and spray this morning, so he woke me about an hour ago. So he just left. So I'm here.
Nice. And you got your internet working after
Yeah.
yesterday's tragedy.
Yeah, it seems to be working okay now, so that's good.
Nice. Nice. So all those people that were
Cool.
expecting no videos this week, you'll get your videos.
Seems like they're coming out. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Have you been listening in at all and hearing what we've been talking about?
Just a tiny bit, not a whole lot.
Well, yeah, just to catch you up, we were talking about the from a certain point of view stuff. We've talked about Rey's new Force ability. And did you see the crawl for the High
Yeah.
Republic?
Yeah. I saw that.
Okay. We talked about all of that. So I was going to say, yes, Star Wars needs to die, but I kind of don't want it to die because it's Star Wars. It's like, it's one of those catch-22s where it's like, yes, like, You just keep destroying it. Eventually, you'll have no fans. You'll have no people coming into your parks. Like
no, it needs to 100% die so it can be.
But not for 10 years, like you say. That's too long.
Yeah, 10 years is too long.
Okay, let's say
We've waited 10 years before. Much longer, in fact.
Well,
So
I don't mean movie-wise. I mean everything-wise, you know.
Oh,
yeah, just stop doing
I could
everything.
wait 10 years for a movie, but I'd say wait 2 years, let people forget all this, and then start over like in publications. And they should kind of apologize. I mean, I don't want an apology, but if I were them and I realized what I'd done, it's like I'd have all the stuff that Johnson tweeted out a couple years back, you know, berating the fans that propped up that franchise with their hard-earned money. So,
we love
I would
Jeff.
I would reboot it with a video game, honestly, rather than like not a comic book, not a book, but a video game. Because video games are a form of mass media that you can get a lot of normies behind. So you like build a video game around a really good story that kind of leads into your next set of movies. Is how I would do it.
Yeah.
I mean, people, they literally have two options they could do with that right now. I mean, not saying they're only options, but right now, either KOTOR 3, which people have been calling for a long time.
Yes.
Or that 1313 game that they scrapped.
Yep.
See, and I would say no to KOTOR because I want the timeline to move forward.
No, I'm saying, like, you know, like those are two options. Like, but those could be like another set of movies because there have been no films really set in the Old Republic. So you could use that as a vehicle to. I don't want them to touch Revan, but I'm saying, like, you know, at least set stories in the Old Republic, so that way we're not touching back on the nostalgia of the original trilogy. But then 1313 could still, in some ways, tie into the prequels and the original trilogy if you wanted to do that, and kind of still move the story forward.
I would adapt Thrawn into a video game series.
We'll see. I mean, it would have to be like EU Thrawn,
not their Thrawn.
No, not their Thrawn.
No.
We're assuming that if they're going to relaunch Star Wars, it's going to be bring back the EU kind of version more so than the Disney one, but relaunch the canon of post Return of the Jedi with a playable version of the Thrawn trilogy. I think that brings in a huge audience. Again, you then don't have the issue with cast members no longer being with us because you can get other people to do the voiceover parts for those who are no longer with us, and you know the ones that are still with us, obviously they can still do their voice roles.
Are you gonna do that with EA?
No. Divorce no EA.
No EA.
Get rid of the license.
Get rid of EA completely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take the license away from them.
It would be just like you'd have to clean house. Basically, anybody that's in an executive level position within Lucasfilm needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a given.
I was looking forward to that 1313 game.
I think a lot of people were. Yeah.
Isn't that about Boba Fett, if I'm not mistaken?
I thought it was just bounty hunters.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But it's set on Coruscant. It ties into the prequels, and you could still move the story forward into the original trilogy. Is what I was saying.
Revenge of the Sith. It's around that period.
Yeah, they added Boba Fett like towards the end. Like I think that was they were talking about it. They wanted to kind of put a familiar face in there, but yeah, they did add him at the end, so it was going to have him in it quite a bit.
Yeah. I think everybody's sort of thinking the same thing. Like, best way to do it is to stop for a while and then bring out a game. Then
you could do novels that go along with the game too, but like the game would be the primary focus. Because the gaming industry is as a whole is worth more than the movie industry now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at these in the A-list AAA titles that aren't lazy EA productions have budgets bigger than a lot of movies. But that's if they're not EA. EA does things very fucking cheap and lazy.
Mm.
Yeah,
I don't want Star Wars to die because it's Star Wars. I mean, no one wants to say. I understand that it needs to die. To it's like the phoenix; it needs to come back from the ashes. But I don't want it to. But it's it's like Will's sort of saying in the chat earlier. It was already dead. It was dead the moment they came out with The Last Jedi. I think a lot of people will argue that it was dead at the Force Awakens. But I
think
feel
a lot of people would argue that it was dead the minute they cast out.
Yeah,
they the minute they what?
They cast out the EU.
When they decanonized the EU,
and
is really
would be
the catalyst.
Yep.
But I feel like I remember seeing there was a person for the Rise of Skywalker. Now I've heard people say that they lost half their audience, and the reason why they calculate it like that is because The Force Awakens made a little over $2 billion, and the Rise of Skywalker made just $1 billion, right? So it's like half. But then I saw people on Facebook, on social media saying, "Oh, I've gone and seen it like 10 or 11 or 12 times." And like people are writing in there, "What a waste of money," or the typical shit on social media. But like, I reckon they lost more than half their audience. It was just these normie idiots that don't really understand Star Wars. Like, they understand it on the same level as Disney Lucasfilm. Yeah. So they're willing, or there are the ones out there that I can't not like Star Wars. This is Star Wars. It's good because it's Star Wars.
I call them. There's a lot of New Wars fans out there too, like New Trek. A lot of New Wars.
Yeah.
I call them. Like, there's a lot of fans out there.
I don't think there's a lot. I don't think there's as many as what.
Oh no, there's nothing.
I would like to think there is.
Yeah, but they've gained a lot of fans and people who come out and are like, "Oh, I'm a Star Wars fan," and you look at stuff they've done, you're like, "You didn't like Star Wars before Force Awakens. You're not a Star Wars fan."
Okay, based on percentage, how much of a percentage of the original Star Wars fan base do you think like the sequels? Don't add in any new audience or anything like that. It's just the original fan base before Disney bought it. What do you reckon the percentage is that actually like it? I reckon it has to be like 5 to 10%. That would be it.
I'd say 20.
But I think we need a pie. I think we need, a pretty decent percentage likes it. They'd say they like it. I think the majority are ambivalent to it. And then I think there's like people like us, probably 15% that absolutely hate it. So, but I think probably the vast majority is because that's funny, is because they just, it's not like they hate it, but they're like, yeah, okay, cool, it's Star Wars. Because even the majority of the fan base are not experts on Star Wars, right? They just kind of watch it, and yeah, maybe they have some toys, but they don't get into it like we do. So I'm going to say the majority, probably they're not like huge fans of it, of the new stuff, but they tolerate it, and they probably bought the DVDs and all that stuff. Let's just be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
like my wife, my wife is not a fan, but we, I hate to say it, but we took the family to see Rise of Skywalker because I'm like, let's see how they do this here. Let's see how they screw it up even worse. And then I'm like, so what do you think of that? After I'm just sitting there like totally aghast at it. And she's like, it's just like every other Star Wars movie. So that's how most people see Star Wars, like explosions. They don't get into the myth and like, oh, this character is being destroyed and stuff like that. So
yeah, these people never watched the Clone Wars, never read an EU book. No, they could care less. They don't
know who Ahsoka Tano is. They don't know these other characters that are outside of the movies. Yeah,
they're there for the popcorn and the stuff like that, and that's where your large chunk of your money is from the box office. The thing is that the small percent, the diehards, right? We're the ones that kind of keep the franchise alive in between, and we're the ones that buy the merchandise and buy all the extra shit.
Keep it alive.
Other than like right after when a movie comes out, and there's a bump in toy sales and whatever.
Yeah,
but like we're the ones that kept it alive all those years and kind of kept it a thing. And without the hardcore fans, the normies wouldn't kind of get into it either. It's like our passion for it kind of like makes them at least a little bit curious.
Let me ask you guys something real quick. How many of you guys have friends or family that have known you for a long time, Star Wars is your thing, that ask you, why don't you like the new stuff? Or don't you like
Or they buy you stuff?
Or they buy you
like it, and I'm like, you don't want to say no because then you're an asshole. But
you guys have people in your life like that.
On Christmas Day, I full yelled at my parents because they said that they liked
Every time I take a
TLJ. They said that they liked TLJ, and I just lost it. I'd lost it.
You go, fuck off, Disney.
Oh man, no, I was pretty bad. It was in front of the family. I went and apologized to everybody afterwards. But yeah, I lost it. Because it was like fresh too. It was a December release. It was just around the Christmas period. Yeah. Mm-hmm. My parents just went and saw it. I was fuming about how bad it was and how much I fucking hated it. And they come in and they're like, "Oh, we went and saw the new Star Wars." And I'm like, "Yeah, what did you think?" And they're like, "I thought it was really good." What? What the fuck? Oh man. Anyway.
No, I think like the only one who might come close to this, but even she doesn't do this, is my one aunt. But everyone else in my family, I've pretty much made it clear. Like, if you give me anything Star Wars related, it's like, this is the cutoff date. It's like I made it clear to them. But even then I'm like, I don't need it. I'll get it on my own if I decided to get it. But now I'm more into
how I am now.
I was sitting in watching Last Jedi with my mom, and she was, when Luke drinks the milk, we looked at each other and I'm like, what? I was like, this is the dumbest shit. What the fuck? Yeah. Both of us.
Yeah. I can relate to the gifts thing because when I was transferring stores, I was leaving one store for a promotion to go to another. And, the people that worked underneath me, got me like going away presents and stuff like that. And it was like a shopping cart. Mostly it was Mountain Dew. It was an entire shopping cart full of fucking Mountain Dew. It's awesome.
Sounds
like, oh, you guys know me so well. But one of the things they gave me was this 31-inch fucking Kylo Ren thing, and I'm like, oh yay!
Yeah,
well, because I still have it because they gave it to me. So
this was a work Kris Kringle present.
Yeah,
somebody bought me at work, and I got that for my Kris Kringle.
Nice. At least you have an excuse that you didn't buy that.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a future firecracker project.
But that's also
no, that's what I've said. When I hit 1,000, we'll blow that one up or do something to that. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not getting rid of that one because.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm not like I keep the Kylo Ren one because of the people that gave it to me, not because I think Kylo Ren's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got stuff from the new stuff that my nieces and nephews have bought me, so I'm not going to get rid of that stuff. But that Phasma one I bought before the movie came out, so I had no idea that that was going to be bad.
I have a question for everyone. In regards to, I know there's no scale where you can measure this, so you just got to sort of make it up. But think about it. Based on the total percentage of the fan base before Disney acquired it, how much of a fan base have they grown since then? If you know what I mean, like how many more fans have they now gained? Do you think?
I mean, like New Wars fans,
net or just?
I think they net lose. I think they've lost.
That's what I was about to say.
Some people,
and they haven't made up any.
They've lost more than they gained.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I completely agree with that. But I was just curious, like.
And if you're defining fan as like what Greg said earlier, the people keeping it alive, then you've definitely realized a net loss. So
it's funny because the New Wars fans, they don't actually buy all the books and comics and everything. They have like specific little things they buy. And then they know like this character from this. But then you talk about, like, what about the book? Did you read the new book? Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was about to say. Like, we're just going back to the High Republic. Who are they writing that for?
That's
the people that were going to read all the books, that were reading all your Star Wars books already. You've burnt. You've burnt that bridge. No one's going to buy this book.
Oh, it's going to bomb hard.
People might go and pirate it just so they can read it, just so they can say how bad it is, and let us know that Avar Chris is the bestest ever.
Yeah. We're just looking at this. Like, here's a good test. Like, how many of these new fans are going to sit down, and because the majority of them are fairly young. Yeah. Like in 10, 15 years, how many of them are going to be like, here, son, you need to watch this, and then give them Force Awakens?
Yeah. It's not going to be like that.
Over the long haul of a franchise, and you can see it with like Doctor Who, Star Trek, all these franchises. there's a lot of us who have the stories of like, we didn't get into it originally until somebody introduced us, unless we happened to be the right age at the time that the movies came out.
Yeah.
So for me, original trilogy, I was right age. But for Star Trek, that was already canceled like 8 years before I was born. Like somebody had to introduce me to it and, say, hey, check this out. Like how many of these new ones, prequels have those fans that are going to be like, son, watch, here you go, your Star Wars, watch these.
Yeah.
I don't think these new fans that they're picking up are anywhere near as loyal and are going to do that to carry the franchise forward. They're just kind of like, they liked it in the moment, but they're not going to, they've probably already forgotten about it. Like a good chunk of them. I mean, other than your regular whack jobs, but no offense, Lethal. But like, other than them, like who's really going to be like, we need to keep this going. We want more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going
to
be. It's really not going to be like before, and like this is the reason why I've checked out pretty much. I mean, my parents introduced me to Star Wars when I was 3 because I was born the year Return of the Jedi came out, so I was.
Oh.
So if my mom went to if my parents took me to see it, I don't remember because I was like a month and a half old. But like 3 years later, my dad introduced me to the original trilogy, and that's what these people don't seem to realize is like you were saying, and that is to keep a franchise alive is you have to have people actually introducing it to a younger generation, and how many are going to want to do that with these new films or these new books.
Or you got to just mindlessly keep cranking out new stuff all the time. So like you're hoping to hook people in, but like one that's extraordinarily expensive. Like, Star Wars is not cheap to produce. But when you talk about death of a franchise, that's the long-term death. Like if they made a new Star Wars movie right now and put it out in theaters, would people go see it? Minus the goof and everything. Yeah. I mean, it would probably do okay. I think Solo was a one-off. It would probably make money as long as they did like control the budget. But like,
they remade a movie. I mean,
yeah,
they made a movie twice essentially.
Yeah, all right, I mean that's part of Kathleen Kennedy's awesome leadership ability. Is her ability to mishire directors and have extraordinarily costly reboots and everything. Like really, Disney, Iger, answer me this question: like, how much have the reshoots and firings cost Disney shareholders in terms of hundreds of millions of dollars in profit?
Well, not only that, I don't even think they've pulled a profit. The only movie that they've actually pulled a good profit from was The Force Awakens.
Oh, they've made a profit.
Oh, and possibly Rogue One.
They've made a profit. I mean, they've made a profit. Like when you look at the cost of the franchise that they put, you can't put that in as like their running balance sheet. That's you acquired the business. So like if I were to buy a restaurant and I didn't pay back the value of I paid for the restaurant in like the first couple of years, I wouldn't say I lost money. As long as there's a positive net cash flow and everything coming in, I'd say I'm still making money. Like you don't, because the franchise still has value. If they were to try and spin it off and sell it, they would still get quite a bit of money for it. There's just not many buyers that can afford it at this point, mainly because of the Hollywood shutdowns. So like, they've made a profit on all the movies, minus probably Solo.
And there's no way that they made a profit on The Rise of Skywalker. I'm sorry. I can't have the fact that this movie only cost $275 million to make. I don't believe that for a second. The estimations haven't changed, and the estimations were put out at the beginning of November, the year it was released, and we've had it confirmed that they were doing it right up until the 11th hour. Like, there's no possible way. I reckon it cost them $500 million. I honestly think it's close to double.
Just think about the marketing campaign.
Then the marketing, exactly.
Advertisement is expensive.
I reckon that marketing for The Rise of Skywalker was the most expensive Star Wars marketing campaign they've ever done. I truly believe that.
Yeah, but there's other,
the rule that like the marketing is roughly half of what the cost of making the film. And let's say the actual cost of making Rise of Skywalker ended up being around like say just to even it out, $500 million, not the 275. Half of that is 250 million, so that's 750 million right there. So just to break even, to get that 750 million back, they would have had to make 1.5 billion.
Yeah. That's right. And then they've got money that goes to the box. You got money that goes to the box office and to the theaters.
Yeah.
Well, that's
so they're going to
that's
more.
Take everything
more than
take everything
1.5
off.
billion, because you have it like half.
There's no way.
Well, actually, it originally was like half and half, the studios and the theaters, but then Disney decided like, well, I'm going to be like a little bit greedy because I know I'm not going to get my money back if we do it this way. So we're going to up this percentage for us. So we get like 55% and theaters get 45%.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt if they got 80% of the first weekend sales.
Mm-hmm.
Disney's been doing that for ages.
Yeah.
Strong arming them for at least the first week, and then like overall through the course of the entire movie, it ends up probably averaging out to about 60%. But remember, that movie made all of its money like up front and then died.
Yeah.
So like that percentage when it's all said and done is probably higher. I still think it probably at the very least broke even, because over the long haul too, you have the merchandising, and it doesn't even matter if the merchandise sold or not. They still got their license fee for the merchandise. Hasbro lost the money, not Disney. So you have that, and then you have your DVD sales and everything like that. Like I certainly don't think it made a lot of money, but like it probably eked out like a small, minute profit, which is an ungodly, horrible return on investment.
Yeah, it is.
Like you don't invest that amount of money to break even. That's like, you'd be better. They would have been better off putting it into a whole bunch of like, regular checking accounts with like, 0.01% interest rate.
Yeah,
that would have been a better return.
But
I also want to just point out the amount of money that they've actually invested into Star Wars. So you think about it, they've got the movies that they've invested in, and if you add them all up, I reckon they're actually still sitting at a loss. Despite what the Force Awakens made. You've got the parks, you've got the video games. Now the games, I don't know how much the game, like I don't know the game side of things, the technical side of all of that in regards to how much they made and all of this sort of thing. But you've got the development of the games, and then I reckon there would have been a lot of people that didn't buy Fallen Order purely on what Disney's been doing to Star Wars. A lot of fans have already checked out by that point.
Yeah, well, you're talking about an item that also has like a $50 retail. So
I mean, I'm starting to wonder if the Mandalorian's even made money yet. Like
you can't. There's no way to quantify that.
There's no way to quantify that, but it is costing them
streaming.
$15 to $20 million an episode.
So, but you can't. There's no streaming. Is what it is. You can never really obtain the profit, like unless it's the only thing on the platform. That's not going to make
their money back.
You can't. There's no way to judge it because you can go, well, they did get 60 million people to subscribe to Disney Plus, and how much of that was the fact that it's just Disney and their immense catalog? How much of it was Mandalorian? There's no way to tell. I mean, even they probably don't really have a good idea.
No,
and that is the problem with streaming.
You also have to I guess I'm not to say to get an accurate gauge, but like how many of those accounts are free accounts like mine? I'm letting mine lapse. I'm letting mine lapse when it's done at the end of November.
But Verizon gave Disney money for it.
I know. I'm saying it's like I'm done. So like they lose my money, and how many are going to do that?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
So,
I still think they retain a good chunk.
I was going to ask
all I'm going to point out is that, sorry, just quickly, that they're probably still about the amount they originally invested, the $4 billion that they originally invested to buy the IP. They're still that much in debt. Easily. Sorry, go on, ask your question.
I was going to ask Lyndon, the big Marvel movies, do you know if they were profitable, like even a little bit? Because those have to be high budget movies, right?
Yeah, so if you're talking about Infinity War, Endgame, the last couple.
Yeah, and like Iron Man, like the top names, not Ant-Man and garbage like that. Are they pretty profitable or? Lord Vader saying Endgame was.
Oh yeah, Endgame was like the most profitable.
So was Infinity War. Infinity War was pretty profitable.
I saw Infinity War twice, and I'd never go back to a theater.
So did I.
I saw that twice.
Actually, I think I saw it 3 times.
Nice.
I think the majority of the Marvel movies, if I were to guess, were all profitable. Because I mean, while they did have high budgets, they also had pretty damn high returns. And if you look at the earlier movies that didn't do as well in the box office, they were, you know, it didn't cost them $50 million to get Robert Downey Jr. then either.
Yeah.
You know, gotta remember, like, they brought in, like, what did they pay Thor for the first movie? Like $500,000? Chris Hemsworth? Like, they paid him on, like, fucking nothing.
Yeah, he didn't get nothing. Yeah.
Because he was an unknown at the time. So,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they could get away with that. So, like, you know, even Brie Larson got what, $5 million for Captain Marvel. Love the movie or hate the movie. The movie still made you know, according to them, made $1 billion. So, like, at the box office, if they took half of that, I'm sure it didn't cost $500 million to produce that movie, even with marketing.
Yeah.
So they made some money.
So point is, like, just because they're both owned by Disney, they're different companies run by different people with different competency levels, right? So,
oh yeah,
my point where I'm going with this is that Lucasfilm is run by a bunch of hacks. I mean, if you can't take Star Wars and make shitloads of money, then you suck.
They should have made billions by now.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They
should be $1 billion in the black.
Yeah,
not in the red. There's still $1 billion in the red. All right, look, I want to move on. We're going on to 3 hours, and I do want to do this video because
3 hours.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, what's our video?
Did I say 3 hours?
Yeah, it's 2 hours.
Sorry, 2 hours.
Fallen Order sold over 8 million units at $50 a crack.
Yeah, but how much did it cost to make? How much?
It's also on sale the second week goes out.
Video games themselves don't cost a lot to make in the scheme of things. They probably did make a decent sized profit on that game, but I'm
sure even if they spent $50 million making it, that's still enormous profit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm like, comparing it to movies, like video games don't cost that much to make.
From what I'm hearing,
they've had $100 million budget games now.
Well, I mean, like most games, like normally are not like that expensive. Like when you have like the you think there have been $100 million games. Like those are kind of like the like once in a blue moon games that might come out.
Those are the Uber AAA.
Yeah.
Highly cinematic, a lot of motion capture, a lot of actual set work.
Yeah. In
addition to all the programming and everything.
Yeah.
But again, even if you're retailing it at $30, or let's say you're wholesaling it at $30, you sell them, 2 million copies. That's $60 million right there. You don't have. Video games are enormously profitable. Not to mention microtransactions if they're in the game, or subscriptions and things like that to services like Xbox Live and other things, and like they can be immensely profitable. Although when a video game flops, you're like pretty much out 100% of your money too. So I mean, there's risk.
Yeah.
Lord Vader, they do make a majority of their money from the parks, but with all the COVID stuff, they haven't had the parks open as far as I've heard. But also too, even before all the COVID stuff, they weren't really that full anyway.
No.
Like from the $1 million that they've invested in those two parks, there's another $1 billion.
That was an immense waste of money.
There's no way that they've made that money back from the parks. No way.
Constantly breaking down.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you have a theme park that costs $1 billion and has 2 attractions and then a bunch of shops.
Yeah.
And it was dumb as fuck to make the same one on both coasts as well.
Exactly.
It was dumb to make what they made, but if you're gonna make that, why do it twice?
Yeah.
Could you imagine they done that? Like the one they put like they went old school and like down in Florida they built like the Empire, and then in California they built like the Rebellion.
Yeah.
Like, you got to go to both in order to get like the full experience and everything. Like,
and that's so Disney too,
So 43% of Disney's profit comes from the parks, and I reckon 0.03% of that came from the Star Wars part of the parks.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
They literally positioned the parks so people would have to walk through them. The Star Wars part to get to other places in Disney.
Places. That's ridiculous too.
So, like, yeah, that's a coincidence right there. Oh, we just happen to put it here. By the way, you have to transit through here to get to where you actually want to go.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was a terrible Parks decision. Like, I think even if the sequel trilogies were good movies, like the parks would still be a problem. Like when you spend that kind of money and don't have, and you have, like I said, 2 attractions.
It's a strip mall.
Like, yeah, it's just
$1 billion each, $2 billion.
At least a strip
It
mall
has
has,
strip
like,
mall.
at least a strip mall has more interesting attractions to it.
I literally think that Robin Sparkle song "Let's Go to the Mall" when I think about going to Galaxy's Edge. It's a strip mall.
I love that song.
Me too. Me too.
All right,
I'm hearing it in my head right now.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's move on. All right, good chat. Now,
That's what it's all about.
today's video, ladies and gentlemen. Is
Holy cow.
Like,
if you can't read that because it is quite small, why I unsubscribed from DOOMCOCK, NERDROTIC, Geeks and Gamers, and Josiah Rises.
Oh my god! Look at the dude's face. Look at his face.
It looks deranged.
oh my
I'd
god.
yeah.
Okay, I've already watched his whole video. As
arguments.
you can see, I've given him a let's stick to his arguments. I've already given him a thumbs down. I've watched this whole video just because I wanted to watch through it before we sat down and went through this. I have no problem with a person unsubscribing. If he wants to put out a video out there, I wouldn't mind knowing why he unsubscribed to these people.
Yeah. So
let's dive straight in, shall we? He's been full ratioed on this video too.
Oh,
I didn't notice.
Yeah.
He's got hold on, 769 upvotes to 578 down.
Yeah. I'm like,
Well,
for me, like, if you want to unsubscribe to someone, that's one thing. Fine, people do that on everyone's channels, but the fact that you had to make a video saying why you did it, I'm like, that screams clout chaser right there.
Yeah, that's
this
true.
is the equivalent of posting in a
and-
group on Facebook. I'm leaving this group because it sucks.
Yeah,
Backfired.
he might
Okay,
be
just
trying
fucking leave it then.
He might be trying to feed off these 4 big names that are on
Most
YouTube.
likely
Yeah.
But
for that reason.
give him the benefit of the doubt. He wants to explain why he's unsubscribed to these channels. So again, let's.
Yeah, I think it's to and not from in the title that he should have used, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why I unsubscribed from? Why I unsubscribed to? Yeah.
To, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So
It looks
Sean
the face.
O'Rourke-
Hold on, before you hit play, the face looks like that one McConaughey meme where he's like, "You got to get those numbers up." That's deranged to look.
It is a pretty memeable face right there.
He doesn't look like McConaughey though.
I've got that.
I'm not saying
I've
that.
got that in Lego. I don't know if
What is
that's the
that?
Lego one.
Hey,
It's
you
the,
might do a
the
full
do
stream
bag.
with them.
Yeah.
He's got that Darth Vader goblet in the back right corner. I got like 4 of those.
Well, you guys could do a stream with them.
Literally, like for Christmas, for 2 years in a row, I got 2 from one side of the family and 2 from the
That
other.
literally looks like a setup. Like, hey, I'm a nerd too. It's like, here.
No, but I do
tomorrow?
want to say I like how this side is like, this is my nerd corner. This is my closet. Here, you can see my closet.
Well,
It's
that's
my
I think
Indiana
that's,
Jones
That's
costume.
Indiana Jones
Yeah.
right there. Like, it's like literally, it's like set up behind him in a way that's like, hey, I'm a nerd, but like, so I have a credential. I have nerd cred right here.
but that's the vintage Jabba he has there. I can see.
Hey, I'm serious, you guys.
Yeah.
Hold on. Fat Steven Seagal has Mara's leggings. Let's hear what he has to say first before we start calling him names.
Let's call them names after.
I'm sure we will. Don't worry. All right. We're ready? We're going.
Okay, everybody. This video was a
Oh,
long
gosh.
time coming.
I can't. I
That's
can't
what I want to say. If it was a long time coming, like, why don't you just do it?
I'm
ages
sure he
ago
really
and
wrestled with his
with it?
demons before he made this video.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm. Let's see if I can say this kindly.
I also watched it already. I watched it a while ago, so I can't remember what he said. I tuned him out after a
4
while.
weeks ago. He's got a very unique voice.
Yes.
That's the kindest way I can say what I want to say. All right.
And, it's been very frustrating for me to watch some of my favorite YouTube channels start to implode by embracing all this hate.
They're actually exploding, but
I unsubscribe from Geeks and Gamers, DOOMCOCK's channel, NERDROTIC, and Josiah Rises.
Okay, why did you put Josiah Rises on like Jeremy's lap?
That's what I want to know. Like, what are you doing?
Couldn't put him in this corner.
You couldn't just do 4, split it in 4.
Yeah, you couldn't do that.
Or like have it full screen, like where you've got another picture here and another picture here and another picture here.
That is weird.
Anyway. And I find it funny that he's covered his toys as opposed to covered his closet. Anyway.
One of the reasons why I did is because when it comes to Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, I instantly had a connection with his channel and bonded with his videos because I was upset with a lot of the things that were going on with Star Wars like everybody else. You know, I know the fan base is divided. I know that, like, you know, either half loved The Last Jedi or half didn't. I was the half that didn't. But the vitriol and hate that comes from Geeks and Gamers now on this channel is way beyond what.
Does he watch it?
I have to pause. The vitriol and hate, I have to say, with Jeremy.
I was gonna say,
I love Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. Jeremy was mainly the reason why I found the Fandom Menace. He was probably the channel that I used to listen to on a daily basis years ago. He was the first one that I wrote messages to and reached out to. I don't agree with Jeremy on everything. Jeremy said some things in the past where I've been like, dude, come on, man. But in saying that, he's entitled to his opinion. But the one thing that I will say about Jeremy, I haven't noticed him change. Since the time that I saw him 2018 or whenever it was, it must have been around then, to now, I haven't seen it. Like, I don't understand. Like the hate side of things, what he's trying to, the vitriol and hate, again, isn't passion something?
Yeah, worth the hate. I want to see
isn't being passionate towards something worth anything anymore? Like,
well, but people are that it's hatred now.
I fucking say how much I fucking hate Rian Johnson and fucking hate J.J. Abrams and hate Kathleen Kennedy and fucking hate Disney for what they've done. They can go fucking suck fucking multiple dicks.
But like, this guy comes across as like, you know, the people who complain about the videos that our channels make is like, you know, like we will make multiple videos about like a certain topic. Like, I've made multiple videos about Cyberpunk. I've made multiple videos about like DC and Ghost of Tsushima, and they're the ones that come in and go, "Well, can you find another topic to talk about?" I'm like, "Well, if you don't like it, fuck off." You're interested in it.
Like, well, you're doing it for clicks. I'm like, well, what am I doing?
Yeah, what else would I be doing?
I'm doing it for. I mean, come on.
And not only that, this is my opinion. Aren't I entitled to my opinion?
Exactly,
If it comes across as I hate it, well, it's because I'm passionate about it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to go and put a video on YouTube about something I don't care about. Why would I fucking do that? I'd just sit there and go, "Hi guys, welcome back to Raging Ryno. Today I'm going to talk about this crap. I really don't give a fuck, but look, let's talk about it anyway."
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about stuff that I love, and if the stuff that I love right now is being destroyed, then I'm going to be passionate about it. And that, if that means that I hate the people that are fucking doing it, well then, yeah, fucking I hate these cunts. But I don't know. I just don't see that with Jeremy. I'm sorry. I don't.
No, but like I said, like pointing out, you know, and sometimes you're going to have multiple videos on the same subject. So you're going to have multiple videos on Star Wars. And guess what? You're going to have multiple videos where people see how much you hate Star Wars. It's not
Dude never shuts up.
Agreed.
Yep.
Anyway, I just wanted to point that out because Jeremy, for me, like, again, like I said, I don't agree with Jeremy on everything that he says. But
like I said, where's the hate that he's talking about?
I don't see that. Exactly.
We're not hating. It's people are passionate about this. They're mad that their IPs are being fucking destroyed. I mean, look at the people who love Doctor Who, Star Trek as well. It's the same thing going on with these other properties. It's just being manhandled by people who do not love or care about the franchises. And it's called passion. It's not hate or vitriol. And if it's hate and vitriol, give me some examples. So show me why.
Yeah. Upstairs.
Well, it's. I mean, this is.
I hate.
Just going to be this. This is just going to be the same as all the other people. They're just. I mean, I already hear the arguments coming. As soon as he's like, personally, like as soon as he said, like, I just don't like the hate and the vitriol.
I know.
Like, I'm tuned out. If I weren't on this stream, I would have already clicked off on a video. Jesus Christ.
I didn't want you to highlight that.
Oh shit! I clicked it. Oh, sorry.
I think you just gave Jeremy an idea for a new Geeks and Gamers item to sell.
I said,
He can sell that when he gives me the Geeks and Gamers lingerie I recommended a while back.
Where's Mara's leggings?
Yes.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'd say with the world's comment, it's not hate, it's passionate. Because the Brie Larson stuff I can see sometimes, but it's just because she's an idiot.
But that's the thing, though, is like if these Doctor Who, Star Trek, these things are actually being destroyed, the fans are seeing it for what it actually is. Of course, they're going to be angry and hateful and upset. What else are we supposed to do? Just sit there and take it, like you little bitch? Like, fuck, I don't get it. I don't understand where this guy's coming from. These guys used to be my favorite channels. They're fighting for what I love, but as soon as they're fighting for something that you don't love, it comes across as hate. Anyway, I don't know. Stupid.
Well,
Nintendo.
It's gonna be the same shit. It's gonna be like I don't like he's virtue signaling that he's not a hater and everything. This is just a virtue signal, and I'm gonna guess. And I haven't seen this video, but I'm gonna guess he's gonna say that it's hate and they're disingenuous and they only make videos for hate clicks and they're only doing it for the money. I mean, we'll see, but I'm willing to bet
your side
this is going.
Sure. Yeah.
And this is one of like dozens of videos I've seen on this stuff. Like, yeah, we hate KK. Yeah. That's
right.
That's yeah. Okay.
It's coming from passion though. Like it's not about
If she did a fantastic job and she adapted the EU perfectly and she actually did what she said when she said in George's face, we're going to honor you, the characters you created, the world that you created, said it to his face, lied to his face. If she had have done that, we would be saying, hail KK for fucking creating great Star Wars. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Don't
but
add another
no,
K.
we're not, because it's crap. It's the same with Star Trek. It's the same with that. If you ever clip that, I'm driving to your house, Lyndon, and I'm fucking seriously, man.
You can't leave your state.
You can't get out of your neighborhood, so like, how are you going to do that?
You ever heard of breaking the law? I've done it once for COVID booty. I'll do it again to cross a border.
This idea that they're
I'll lock
doing it.
myself in my own boot and drive across the border. I saw somebody try and do that. I'm sorry, that's why I'm saying it. I saw somebody try and sneak across the border by getting in the boot of his mate's car. Anyway, sorry, Greg, go on.
Well, this idea that, like, okay, yes, it's hate, but like these creators are giving reasons and making arguments why. It's not like they're just coming out and making a video that says "fuck KK" and then thanks for watching. I mean, they're giving examples, they're quoting articles, they're talking about the material and the reason why they dislike this particular person or what they're doing more specifically that's causing us to like not like them. So, again, he's going to say it's disingenuous, but like, the passion's coming from, like, you can tell YouTubers that are just doing hate videos for clicks versus one where there's like a genuine, does anybody believe that like Jeremy's being fake when he says he doesn't like KK or DOOMCOCK or NERDROTIC or anybody like that? And like, it's coming from a genuine place. And again, they're giving arguments.
Yeah.
It's not just like, fuck her and that there's
like the SJWs are just fuck you and like, well, why?
Yeah, there's cause for it. So it's not like coming out of nowhere.
Well, and here's the thing, like you see people like this saying, oh, I don't like listening to this or that because it's all negative. Some people just don't have the stomach for a sustained movement. You know, like this guy, we have only seen a minute of it, but he may not like Disney Star Wars, but maybe he just doesn't have the stomach to fight it like others do. And that's, it's so negative and it makes me feel so bad. And we shouldn't be mean to people. I hear that kind of thing a lot. You're not being mean. You're standing up for yourself.
Will, I just want to say in regards to this, absolutely, I can see where it comes from. But in his own words, he said that these were his favorite YouTube channels.
Yeah.
These guys haven't changed. So this is what doesn't make sense to me is now it's coming across as hate. I don't get that.
Maybe there's a girl involved that he's trying to impress.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm being serious. I mean,
he's dating a fucking Raylo. I bet you it's fucking lethal.
I don't think that's lethal's type.
I'm sure this guy likes a bit of Lord Long Dong.
I like watching the game stuff. I liked hearing all the the Star Wars commentary and stuff, but it's gotten to the point where it's just nothing but hate. And
it's not.
Shut the fuck up, dude. He's completely wrong on all this. We all know
like
that.
Again, like some of the videos,
different.
Jeremy's channel isn't just a Star Wars based channel. Like he can talk about Brie Larson, or he can talk he just reports sort of news, things that interest him, things that come up, and a lot of that revolves around pronouns and fucking haircuts and fucking blue head. Fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like Jeremy hates all that shit. I hate all that shit. Jeremy just talks about it. Jeremy becomes a voice for me because I don't necessarily make videos about all that trash. I didn't know what I was going to say there, so it kind of came out half trash. I was going to sort of say garbage, but I didn't really say garbage. Anyway,
garbage will do.
Garbage will do, yeah.
Anyway, I just, I don't know. Anyone got anything to say, or we keep going?
Yeah, keep going.
Been turned into Geeks and Gamers in some respects like TMZ. It's like they just want to harp on cancel culture, outrage culture.
So what are we supposed to just sit back and take it?
When has Jeremy tried to cancel somebody?
No. He's he's pissed off that he keeps calling and talking about cancel culture. Not that Jeremy's actually practicing cancel culture, so to speak, but that he keeps having to talk about cancel culture and stuff like that. I'm sorry, but that's one of the most...
This is what I'm saying. He doesn't have the stomach to fight this. And it's a war that needs to be fought. So
she ain't gonna fuck you, dude.
Huh? Yep.
SJWs, all this other kind of stuff, but they don't have any meaningful dialogue behind what they're saying.
Bullshit. I completely disagree with that too, because they're always showing facts. They're always showing articles or something, or watching a video and then giving their commentary on it. I don't know where the change was from when you liked it to now. There's no difference. I'm sorry. They were doing what they were doing 2 years ago. They just might be doing it on maybe a bit more of a professional level now, because their channels have blown up and they've become reasonably big YouTubers. And I only say that because there's massive YouTubers out there in the millions of subscribers, and these guys are doing great. I don't understand. How can you go from liking these channels to not liking these channels when they haven't changed a damn thing?
I wonder if he's still subbed to Anna, if he ever was.
Probably, because he's a simp.
Yeah.
And the problem is Geeks and Gamers has become a channel.
Geeks and Gamers.
In his opinion,
that is becoming the thing that it was against.
Oh, so they're becoming SJW.
Here's that same argument everybody else has made, and it's
outrage culture.
Yeah.
So we're just outraged at absolutely everything. I would say that if, let's say, Star Wars was good, Jeremy would be talking about Star Wars in a really, really good way right now. I'm sure if Ghostbusters 2016 was good, he'd be talking about that good. If Brie Larson was better than a plank of wood and had a personality, I'm sure he'd be talking about her in a better light. Again, it's not that he's outraged by these things. It's just the fact that these things are so ridiculous that he's going to talk about it.
Right.
I don't see how that's becoming sort of like the thing that he was trying to effectively attack.
Right.
Especially when there's passion there.
Mm-hmm.
They're now outraged about everything. And then they've
speak to him about G.I. Joe. Speak to Jeremy about Nintendo. It's like, is he outraged by that? No, there's some great things. He's
Michael Jordan.
Like
Tom Brady.
When people are destroying the things that you love, there's nothing wrong with being a little outraged by it, especially when they're calling you fucking ists and phobes for not liking it. It's
Agreed.
You know, Geeks and Gamers has gone down the conspiracy tinfoil hat info.
What?
Really?
Well, they haven't.
The tinfoil hat.
What the? Where are your examples of this stuff?
Yeah, I was about to say he's saying these, but he's not qualifying them in any way.
Why are you not? You got to give. If you're going to say something like this, you have to bring examples to the table. You can't just say, "Oh yeah, they're conspiracy theories, nut jobs that were tinfoil hat wearing people." Where are your examples? You have to back that up, man, because that's kind of a big claim.
Yeah.
Man. Wow. Tinfoil hat, huh? Hi, Tanoosh. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. Hi, mate.
Just rabbit hole of Tom Hanks pedophilia and all. I mean, just like all this kind of stuff that they have nothing.
There's a lot of stuff online that actually is,
really
substantially backs from this.
So he's
not like you're coming out there and just saying, "Well, I think Tom Hanks is a pedophile."
He's saying it's TDS, but it's Tom Hanks derangement syndrome. There's more there than all the stuff on the president, and you've seen rabbit holes on that. The guy moved to Greece when he knew he was under threat of all this, and he had a chance to vote, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
there's something there. I mean, that's not a rabbit hole.
Everybody knows that if they actually dig for 5 seconds.
It's not a rabbit hole.
Yeah, correct.
That's a big difference too, Will, is that, yes, it can sometimes maybe get a bit too much. I can understand that.
I agree.
But to say that it's coming from a place of hate and becoming what they're trying to the thing that they were trying to attack and smother, like, I completely disagree. If you don't like it, just click away. If you want to come back, there was actually a time, and I've mentioned how much I liked Geeks and Gamers. There was a time where I actually unsubscribed from Geeks and Gamers from when I first started watching them to now. And it was a long time ago, but there was something that he said, and I'm like, nah. And I unsubscribed, and then there was another video that came up in my recommendeds. I watched it. It was a Geeks and Gamers one. I'm like, oh, maybe I should resubscribe to this guy. Like,
well, you know what this is? Go ahead, Greg.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, you know what this is really quick. You know what this is? This is basically, hey, guys, he's unsubscribing from all these users. See, nobody cares.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's basically
nobody
what
cares.
this is.
Nobody cares.
Or like if you're on Facebook, I am leaving this group.
It's it's the same mentality of announcing you're leaving a group or leaving a page.
Don't let the
door. Or leaving a party because you're mad, or leaving somebody's house because you're mad. It's like, just leave.
Yeah.
Fuck out.
Like, I've dropped the Fandom Menace hashtag a long time ago. There are channels. I'm not going to name channels, but there are channels. Yeah, I've unsubscribed, or at the very least, I've turned off notifications for because I got kind of tired of their stuff.
Yeah,
like it just kind of wore out on me, and maybe that's the case with this guy. But I was never like, it's just.
Where's your video, Greg? Yeah, you're supposed to make a video about it.
Yeah, like every YouTuber I unsubscribe from because I get tired of their content at some point, or I just kind of want to take a break from it. Like, I'm not going to do a videos.
Yeah,
they're just doing it for clicks, and they're just a hate group.
Yeah,
like no, this is a virtue signal.
Yeah. Keep going.
But when they're reporting on stuff that other shock channels or like really crazy out there.
Sorry, I just wanted to address this. Joe, having COVID. Hey, mate, get well. And
man.
I'm happy that we're able to entertain you.
Yeah.
Stay safe, get well, social distance. Don't go outside, basically.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, hopefully you get well.
Just don't do what Ryno does, and you'll be
don't invite any girls over.
Yeah,
I
feel
heard
better, man.
Victoria is an excellent place to visit. So maybe take a trip there while you're recuperating.
Yeah. And take it easy.
Kidding.
Yeah, get well.
Yeah, get well.
Yeah, be safe. Be safe.
Sorry to stop there, but I just needed to address that.
Oh, yeah.
Conspiracy websites are putting out. And I get it, right? You know, like, they're all trying to be the next Joe Rogan. They're trying to get, I think Geeks and Gamers has 200,000 plus subscribers.
Nobody's trying to be anybody.
Yeah. Okay.
Nobody.
Great. You know, far from the millions that Joe Rogan has. I get it, but they're trying to get a piece of that pie.
I don't really like. It's just called expansion. He's just all Jeremy's trying to do is expand his brand. I don't think there's anything wrong. I'm trying to expand.
Everybody is.
Ryno.
Yeah.
I don't
think
there's anything wrong with that.
No.
And if that means that you're going to start putting out more content, I'm telling you now, if I had the opportunity where I could literally sit at home and make videos for a living, I'd do it, and I'd be talking about a lot more shit than just Star Wars. It's just stupid to think that all they want to do is become the next Joe Rogan. What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Well, couldn't you say that about anybody in any profession and be like,
yes,
you know, you're a rookie quarterback. You're just trying to be the next Tom Brady.
Yeah, I know, right?
You're not in it just for the love of the game, man.
Or Biden, you're trying to be the next Trump.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that'll trigger people.
And this is
I love it.
This is all developing toward the jealousy thing you brought up earlier. So
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
I can't wait.
I
can't wait for my $100 million contract. Honestly,
yeah.
Can't wait.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Okay, you want to be a successful YouTuber, so that makes it like shame on you. Like I don't like. Yeah, of course. Like it would be really awesome to have Joe Rogan's life and his career and his popularity and his money. I mean, do I want to be the next Joe Rogan? I don't want to be him necessarily. I have my own opinions and everything, but yeah, that'd be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. You know, that'd be nice.
And it's a shame because if Jeremy just focused on, you know, it's funny. They
finish that sentence. I wanted to finish that sentence. If Jeremy just focused on, and then he's got nothing, so he had to. I'm sorry, I have to say that again.
I love how he has a pen in both hands, or he keeps switching it.
Jeremy just focused on, you know, it's funny. They love to pick on athletes. Stay in your
pick
lane.
On.
Oh, this is it. He's a fucking LeBron fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I bet you he thinks that LeBron is better than Jordan.
You know, play basketball. You don't need to have an opinion.
Well, no, it's not that they don't need
No
have an opinion. It's just like they are literally using their platform to push.
Stop kneeling for your fucking thing. Your fucking national anthem. It's your fucking national anthem. Fucking retard.
It's not like them saying. It's not like them saying I don't agree with Trump. That's their opinion. Okay, fine, move on, play basketball. But they're, like you said, like kneeling during the national anthem. That is like literally them pushing a narrative when they should be just playing the damn game.
Yeah.
So is this guy okay with celebrities at fucking award shows getting up there and not even talking about the movie or the people involved in the movie?
Yeah,
They're just going to talk about fucking cow milk and how you're raping cows for their fucking milk?
Yeah,
like,
he's perfectly fine with all that.
All of that. But when it comes to the basketball players, when it comes to fucking athletes, you got to leave them alone. They're a precious fucking breed. This guy needs to seriously go suck a dick. And I've watched this video already, and I'm fucking outraged still by this.
See, the issue is, and it's a reoccurring issue with all these properties, is we just want our entertainment to be entertainment. Like, you can have your political opinions elsewhere. Like, I love Luke Skywalker. I'm not crazy about Mark Hamill's politics. Still love Luke Skywalker.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, I can separate the two. because he doesn't bring it into his character, right?
Right.
The same. Like, just don't bring it out on the basketball court. Don't bring it out on the football field. Don't just leave that stuff out of there. And like, or if you're gonna do a movie that's gonna be political, like, then make it a political movie. Don't try and inject it into everything. That's our whole argument about like all these properties. It's the universal thing that's the plague for Star Trek. The plague for Doctor Who. It's the plague for Star Wars. Yeah. It's the plague for sports and everything else. It's all the same argument that he's apparently watched all these videos and fucking missed.
Yeah. And this whole argument that, sci-fi's always been political, science fiction's always been political. We're watching the original Star Trek right now twice a week on the Geek Blend channel. Check it out. And there's no agenda in the episodes. There's a moral quandary. Correct. That's not the same thing as injecting just dog shit politics into every franchise.
Your stuff can be political thing. Yeah, just don't you don't have to fucking preach it. Like, there's some political.
Leave the question for the viewer to decide.
Correct. Yeah,
and it can be nuanced, and you can do it in a way that doesn't present the other side as an evil, super bad person because they have the other side. Yeah. So, like, because I mean, if again, I've said this before, but if your goal is to convert people from one side to another side of an issue, simply calling them ists, phobes, and Yahtzees is not a compelling argument for them. Like, those people are going to tune you out. They are not going to even listen to the rest of your argument because you started off with just, like, your position is what it is simply because you're a racist. Well, okay, I'm tuned out because I'm not. And like, if that's the premise of your whole argument, I'm not interested anymore because the entire foundation is flawed.
And what these people consider political, and I say this word loosely, debates in the past with those who are claiming that like Star Wars or Star Trek has always been political. I'm like, you're looking at social commentary and illusions.
Yes.
That's what they're doing. They're basically alluding to, they're using their platform in a way as social commentary, but they're not exactly like saying like this, like these bad guys are representative of this culture. These guys are representative of this culture. Or this, like, like the first order, or whatever first order represents like white supremacy or things like that. No, it's basically taking historical events, political events, and meshing them into a fictional universe where you can have those universal messages and leave it up to the audience. Like, which side do you?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's just very simple. It's a very simple test
or in the
here.
case of sports, it's just, instead of just talking about the game, everything becomes a political platform or a political statement to say something, or
yeah. But just a simple test here in the Star Trek world. Like, who here on the panel likes Star Trek 4? That's the whales one, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that one.
Okay.
That's one of my favorites.
Is there a message about environmentalism and animal rights in that movie?
I even used it in a for my public speaking course in high school. I used Star Trek 4 because I was talking about the Peregrine Falcon and environments, and I alluded to it.
Yeah, the whole plot of the movie is that man hunted these whales to extinction and therefore almost caused their own extinction. I mean, for Star Trek, that's actually pretty fucking on the nose.
Yeah.
But people didn't bitch at, like, I'm sure some people did, but like a lot of people are like, no, I enjoyed the movie because it's still a fun movie and it still told that tale. Or you could look at Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country, the idea of the conflict of the Cold War and all that stuff. There's political messages in there, but like it's subtle enough and it's still entertaining that it's still escapism.
And they don't tell you what's right, or they don't try to tell you what's right. That's what we're noticing 30 episodes in,
Right. And they don't tell you like, hey, if you aren't on board and like flying this hashtag save the whales, you're a bad person.
Yeah, that's nothing more than a little red book litmus test. That's all it is. If you don't do it, then you're not part of the team. So, and the whole thing with, I don't want to go off on a Trek tangent, but really quick, like the whole thing with, hey, look, gay relationships, we're brushing our teeth together for 10 minutes or whatever. In 1994, 95, J. Michael Straczynski had a female relationship, but it wasn't about that. It was just incidental, you know, and that was the perfect way of doing it. And it was in the 90s, the mid 90s, not in 2020. Now it's 2020, and it's like, look what we have, just to show their virtue signal.
And it just worked within the context of the show.
Yeah. Right? So anyway.
Yeah. I would argue that, yes, a lot of media has had, particularly movie, music as well, has had political messages. They just weren't so on the nose, and they didn't call the other side like ridiculous names and things like that. So people just kind of like, even if they were turned off by the political message, they were able to look past it and still enjoy the things. Now it's because it's so on the nose, so in your face, and so insulting that you just can't anymore. And again, that's what this is all about. Sports, movies, entertainment, it all boils down to this. So to say that, like, you know, when we say shut up and dribble, like, it's such a bad thing. Like, no,
you have
really,
the CEO of Apple.
dribble.
Remember that, telling us we don't want you buying our products if you don't agree with us politically. Fuck you. I mean, yeah, and I haven't. So
I wouldn't buy the products anyway. I know Jeff.
I think
now we know why Jeff liked the products.
We're 3.5 minutes into this video, and I think we were 2 minutes in, and we kind of figured out that that's what this video is.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
You're trying to get laid or something.
I am a nerd. I literally use a Star Trek movie.
Yeah.
In my speech.
Murray's a nerd. All right.
Token, like, Jeremy should probably stay in his lane and focus.
He is staying in his lane. That's the funny thing. He's talking about fucking pop culture. He's talking about, he's got a sports channel, so he's talking sports. I'm sorry. He's evolving. He's grown his brand into something that talks about games. That's something that talks about the fucking theme parks. That's something that talks about the fucking sport. Like, what the fuck is your problem, dude? He's just doing what he's.
I don't think his content has changed anything. And again, that's kind of the whole point.
Sorry, I had to stop it there. It's fucking stupid. Because he's basically trying to say to Jeremy, shut up and dribble. And I think he has shut up and dribble, and he's staying in his lane, and he's talking about everything that he should be talking about. Fucking idiot.
Oh, the geeks and gamers stuff, man. And his love of Star Wars, and not completely just ripping apart Kathleen Kennedy every time he gets a chance.
That is Star Wars stuff.
Kathleen Kennedy is the fucking biggest hoe, bitch, motherfucking cunt I have ever fucking seen. She can go fucking suck her own fucking cunt because she's a fucking piece of shit, fucking dumb fucking bitch.
I don't think we fully comprehended.
Sorry, did that come across as hate?
I disavow that. I don't want to see any of that.
That's negative. I don't like it.
That picture of her is either.
I'm sorry, I've only got 700 subscribers, so you can come and subscribe to me because you're not jealous of me. You fucking dumb cunt. You're a fucking idiot. He said he hated fucking Star Wars.
Yeah.
He said at the beginning that he liked Jeremy because of his passion towards his hate for how much Star Wars was being destroyed. This bitch was the fucking one that did it. So what? He's not allowed to say fucking go shove it?
Apparently not. Apparently, yeah.
I think we found what triggers Ryno.
He has a crush on her.
Yeah.
He probably has a crush on her. Yeah. He's like, maybe she'll have sex with me.
I hope you all enjoyed that.
Maybe she'll have sex with me.
But she's either had a Botox injection fresh there, or they've touched up that picture because that's
Photoshopp.
That doesn't look like her.
You know why he picked this picture?
Because she didn't look like a fucking.
Because he's looking at him. Because she's looking at him like, "Come over here, big boy. I'll slap you. I'll slap you around."
This is gonna be in my spank bank forever.
And he's like, "Sorry, KK, you're not a dude."
Wow.
I want Lord Long Dong. This guy is a fucking, oh man. I hate your face now. I'm going based on what Jeff said at the very beginning. Look at that fucking ugly mug.
Let's go.
The left and this and whatever. I just had to unsubscribe from Geeks and
Good.
Gamers.
Don't talk about it.
DOOMCOCK
Here we go.
is another story. I liked when he first came on the scene. And he's at 200,000 or 300,000 subscribers now or something like that. And that's great too.
You don't even know where he is subscriber count was?
Most of his information from Reddit. Okay. So it's not like he had.
So hang on a second.
He's just
saying that he
reporting
liked his stuff. He's saying that he liked his stuff. And now he's unsubscribed because now that Doomcock's right and he's got 300,000 subscribers, he got his information from Reddit. So, really Doomcock wasn't right. Reddit was right. What are you talking about, you fucking idiot?
So go unsubscribe from everybody on YouTube that you're subscribed to that reports on a Reddit story. Go ahead and see maybe you unsubscribe from.
This is where I wish I had that clip of Anakin just going, what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. In fandom, I thought it was a thing to discuss rumors and fan theories. That was like a normal thing that occurred within fan groups.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know when it became like not a thing in geek culture.
Yep.
Probably because this person really wasn't involved in geek culture. But yeah, that's been a thing that we've done in these universes since these things existed. Mm-hmm. Theories about what the next movies are and who's going to do what, and rumors around the productions and what direction that they're turning and everything. This is just a common thing. This is like a multi-fronted attack on Doomcock, because you got that dipshit that was planting the fake news on 4chan and Reddit to try and get him to bite on reporting it so he could say aha. It's the same shit.
It is.
How long's Doomcock been on YouTube now for?
I don't know.
Couple years.
It's been a while.
Has it been a while? I thought it only been like a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's been a couple of years.
A year and a half, 2 years.
I have issues with any rumors is whenever people like readily believe them just because they validate whatever feelings they had towards a particular movie or star. Kind of like what's going on with like the Batman film. Okay, if you have reservations about Robert Pattinson as Batman, okay, fine. That's like your opinion, and I'm not going to take that away from you. I'm looking forward to the movie, and I'm willing to give him a chance. But these people latched on to like that rumor that was going around that he was difficult on sets, that he puts sequels in jeopardy, things like that, and all because and Doomcock happened to report it essentially. So basically,
people like this. I'm so disappointed that he was right every single time.
Yeah, no.
He hasn't been, but I mean,
no, he has not at all. He
hasn't been, but he's always come out and said like if.
I'm not like
take it with a grain of salt.
Doomcock for reporting it or anything like that. Like not like that it's a rumor. Yeah. Like my issues always stem from the people that are like, oh look, he's saying this, so that must be right. Oh look, he's saying this, so like it's validating my already held opinion of this like movie or whatever. And so if you were just point out to them, well, no, that rumor doesn't make sense. Here's why, and you're debating them. That's when I have issues.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's with the Batman one, there's some plausible parts of it, but like, do I believe it in whole? But do I even care? No. Like I'm really like they pushed that movie back so far. Like now it's like I'll start to care about that movie again in about 18 months.
Correct.
Yeah,
because it's pushed so far back now. Like it's not even like I don't care if Robert Pattinson is like lighting shit on set on fire at this point, because who cares? Because they're going to rebuild those sets 10 times before they actually start filming it.
Yeah,
because I absolutely believe that they're looking to switch filming locations because they don't want to deal with the UK's government's bullshit. Restrictions.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
I completely buy that. I would see. That's why I buy it, because like if I'm looking at it, I'm the producer of this movie. I'm going like, well, fuck, like these hoops are going to cost us a fortune. It's gonna slow down production to a ridiculous point. We'll be filming this movie like on location for like 8 months. Let's just look for somewhere else and do it somewhere that's going to be like more accommodating.
Yeah.
Very believable.
I could see that. So even though like there's like a YouTube article that says like they're preparing refilming, but at the same time, it's like, I can see the restrictions being an issue. But Robert Pattinson being an issue, you try looking up Robert Pattinson difficult on sets. The only things you find are the recent rumors. Everything else is like nothing. So basically, this is a person who has this pattern of being difficult on sets, why is Christopher Nolan praising him?
Mm-hmm.
Well, things like that. Why? Like, you would be able to find something.
Been that long. There you go.
Well, you could be difficult on one set and not another.
No, I'm saying like you'd find something. I haven't. The only thing I found where he was like maybe even remotely difficult was during the production of The Lighthouse, and that was because of the strenuous production schedule.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. There's certain if you did Waterworld, you were probably pissy on set because of all the accidents and delays and the harsh filming conditions and shit like that. That's not diva behavior. That's just being like, man, this sucks.
I'm saying we
all bitch about our jobs, right?
Normal people bitching at work.
Yes, we all bitch about our jobs.
Exactly.
You consider
rumor more accurate than my cock.
Yeah.
So maybe he is, but I haven't seen evidence of it. And interesting story. Okay, I listened to it. I watched this video. I'm not running out there going, Batman's doomed. Oh my god.
No. Yeah. That's right there is like I said, people who are doing that. I'm like, okay, calm down. This is a rumor. This is a rumor, and some of the people are accepting it, like I said, purely because it validates they're already.
It's confirmation bias.
Yeah, there's already a bias against it.
Can I say that Steph's most recent video in regards to her reaction to essentially the rumors that came from DOOMCOCK about the Pattinson Batman, she disagrees with the rumors. And she gave her evidence on why she disagrees with, the facts that she found and everything that she came up with. It was a very good video. I really enjoyed her video on it.
She laid out a case.
She laid out a case. That's right.
Could be and why these couldn't be. Which is again, that's part of the fun of being in the fandoms and things like that. But I wish particularly when we talk about DOOMCOCK, we attribute these things to we call them his rumors and everything. It's the rumors he's reporting on, because Midnight's Edge also did a video and they had a guy on there confirming that, yes, I've heard these rumors. Not these rumors are true, but these are rumors that are going around Hollywood or something, which could very well be the case. That doesn't mean it's true, because, we've all been probably the victim of the rumor mill at some point in our life, either in school and work or something.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not all true. We all know it's not all true, but reporting the existence of this rumor is different than trying to, because the way people phrase it, it makes it sound like he's made the rumor up, and it's that's not that's not what he's doing. He's just simply here it is, it's out there.
This is the other thing too, is a lot of DOOMCOCK's channel is based around reporting on these rumors, and he's got his sources, he's got his inside guys. No one knows who they are. All he's saying is that his sources are Reddit. I don't believe that for a second. I actually truly believe that.
That's part of that whole campaign that's against him by the all Trek is really a sucking cock Trek.
Let's move on.
Industry, people leaking stuff to him or anything like that, and I like the gimmick of the mask and the voice and all that, but at some point, you almost have to reveal yourself to the world to let people know who you are. And
no, he doesn't.
No, he does not.
No, he doesn't. That's
Lethal.
Yeah, hey, buddy.
Why? So people can call his place of employment and try and get him fired?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. I for a while, I've maybe told a select few my real name. That's it. And it's only because after a while of actually getting to know them. Correct. Otherwise, I go by, you see the name underneath my avatar.
Mm-hmm.
So the YouTube allows for that anonymity. So I don't expect DOOMCOCK to reveal anything about himself, quite frankly.
No, literally the other side calls employers to get people canceled, or you'll add them on Twitter, be like, is this the type of person that represents your company? In an attempt to get them in trouble with their work.
I'm going to be a teacher, and if they find anything out about me, and I'm not saying I'm going to be the only victim, but that's kind of my future in jeopardy, because if they have that information, all they have to do is I work for, and I'd be fired on the spot. Because I'm working around kids, kind of a situation, and that has a factor to it.
Well, and then you look at the other side, like Bitch Dyer and people like that, just coming out and saying what they say. They're not going to get fired. And we know who they are. So yeah, why would we want to reveal, here's my fucking address,
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I'll give you my address and you won't make it halfway up the driveway. But anyway.
Here.
This is the other thing too, is what if DOOMCOCK is his own insider?
There you go. Yeah.
You don't know. You don't know. What if DOOMCOCK actually works for Lucasfilm?
Mm-hmm.
That
like I'm not. Obviously that's out of this world, but we don't know. You don't know. That might be why that might be why the mask is so important. Because he does work at Lucasfilm, he hates what's going on there, and he's decided to come out and talk about it. I mean, he's had his channel, for 3 or 4 years, so you never know.
He's the type of guy that will demand a whistleblower reveal himself or herself.
Correct.
I'm just saying, it's up to the... when I first started the channel, I was wondering, okay, am I ever going to be on screen? Do I ever want to... do I want to just be an avatar? Right, I was tossing up whether or not I wanted to actually show who I was, or whether or not I just wanted to be behind a picture or something.
Me too.
Frank the Bunny.
Yeah,
he's George Lucas. Man, could you imagine?
I know, they're hilarious.
That would just be so good.
Hey guys, it's been me all along. It was me all along.
Kathleen Kennedy's a cuck bitch.
Anyway, let's continue on.
Well, speaking of
videos,
sorry, Greg, go on.
I was just gonna say, it depends on the allegations you're making. Like if you're gonna come out there and say so and so raped me or did something like that, you can't do that from a position of anonymity, because that's a pretty serious accusation of criminal conduct. It's a little different than I want to make a video ripping on the fact that their movies suck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a you can't make an anonymous grape allegation. You have to come forward, and the accused has a right to face their accuser. That's how that's an established thing in this country, that is your right as an accused person, is to face your accuser.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really disappointing. Same thing with NERDROTIC. I know DOOMCOCK and him have been teaming up on these things, but they're just, just railing on Star Trek and railing on this and
because it's fucking shit. Because what they're fucking making is fucking shit, and they love it. Fucking idiot.
And NERDROTIC doesn't make videos on rumors and barely talks about them. And when he does, he goes way above and beyond, saying I know this rumor's out there. I'm not I don't know about it, so I can't really report on it. And he pretty much, at least in the last, for this year anyway, because I watch his videos pretty religiously, he's not a rumor monger.
No.
I would say DOOMCOCK certainly does more of it.
Right now, NERDROTIC, Gary, he hates talking about Star Wars. He doesn't want to do any Star Wars videos. He talks about videos that he doesn't want to do. But he might do one here because it was relevant to something that he was been talking about in a previous video. But he's very unique in his channel in regards to the fact that when he's done with something, he's really done with something.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I think he feels that sometimes he'll go back to it because he feels that he's got an obligation to his audience, maybe to cover something from maybe Star Wars or something that he's decided that he's just let it go. I don't want to make videos about it because he loves it, but he hates what's happened to it. I'm sorry, dude. Your points of why you've unsubscribed. Look, if you don't like it, unsubscribe. The fact that you've made this video and you've made yourself look like an absolute fucking moron, you're a fucking moron.
Writers' rooms and SJWs and blah, 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 blah. Look, I get it. We get it,
So if we get it, why can't they report it?
Just don't watch it. Jesus, just turn it off.
If we get it, if you get it, why can't they report it? And if you don't like it, why don't you just fuck off and fuck off? This is almost like trying to say to other people, this is almost why you should unsubscribe to, these channels because they're becoming hate. Hey, Apollo. I'm not showing you my feet.
Go back on my stream, you'll see my Richmond socks.
Dickfoot.
But it's gotten to the point where it's like, Nerdrotic was great when he talked about comics.
So he's only supposed to talk about comics?
Stay in your lane. Oh my god.
So hang on. Now he talks about comics, but it's the fact that what was it? Diamond? No, not Diamond. What was the one that did that fucking shit to Cecil? Like he basically is reporting now on how the comic book industry is fucked because it is actually fucked. So if that comes across as hate, no, I again come back to the whole passion side of things. This man used to own a fucking comic book store. If you didn't fucking know.
Yeah.
He does long streams with Az where they're literally just fucking talking while they're bagging and boarding.
I fucking.
Yes.
Dynamite. He reported the stuff from Dynamite. I think everybody within fandom, anybody that knows Cecil, fucking hated what Dynamite did, and everyone was reporting it, not just Gary. So does that mean that you're going to now not subscribe to Ethan? Because
his point is like he used to talk solely about comics, and now like Gary's talking about other things, and it goes to, well, like stay in your lane, go back to talking about only comic books. I'm like, really? That's what he's only supposed to talk about? So basically, channel on talking about, like, I first did Star Wars videos, and then I basically just said I'm done with it, and I moved on to DC. Am I supposed to go back to talking about Star Wars even though I don't care about it?
Yes.
Well,
Gary's one of the biggest nerds, one of the biggest geeks I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's one of the coolest geeks and one of the coolest nerds I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah, I'd love to have beer with the guy.
And his channel was never just exclusively about comic books. He
No,
was
it
doing
wasn't.
TV reviews and stuff from the get-go.
Absolutely.
Everybody knows.
His next video, I unsubscribed to Muller because
I was just yeah, he started off and he wasn't going for so long, but now he's just going too long.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I can't watch a long video.
It's a political season. You wanna.
I don't think Gary's been political at all.
What is he talking about?
I don't think
Again, why aren't you giving examples of this shit?
Gary doesn't talk politics. If he does, he skims over it and goes, I'm just touching this one little thing.
He doesn't talk politics in the sense of he talks issues in politics. He doesn't talk, in terms of party affiliation.
No, but he also talks politics within pop culture. Because that's what fucking Gary covers.
Well, recently he's been talking a lot about it because his actual family's been fucked over by the government.
It's personally affected him in a major way. It's caused him to have to uplift his family and move him somewhere else where they could actually start thriving. So
his wife lost her business.
That's part of the issue. But
what?
Taking a shit on Pelosi's driveway.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
But that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to get the idea here on this guy. He's basically he's pajama boy, and he doesn't like that these guys are more conservative leaning. That's the thesis here. You saw it a little bit when he's talking about Jeremy. Now he's hitting it here with Nerdrotics. He hit a little bit with the thing. He's not conservative. He's more left leaning, and that's why he's unsubscribed. Like, I don't like them because they don't share my politics.
Mm-hmm. But I think he's also jealous of their growth.
Well, yeah.
I really get that vibe from this video that he's really jealous of their growth, and
most likely.
And I wouldn't classify any of these guys as particularly like right wing. They're I mean, it's the new definition that anything like even slightly right is considered now, quote unquote alt-right. But like
anything that's not left is alt-right.
Is alt-right. Exactly.
Yeah, the political spectrum goes from like, moderate liberal to extreme right. There's like there's no scale. No. It's just it's binary now.
Politics, if you're not with me, you're my enemy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop it, Greg. Binary, not binary.
Jump on this hate wagon.
The hate wagon,
and it's getting to the point where it sucks. The channel sucks.
It doesn't suck.
And
well, I think based on the growth, I think based on the growth, it clearly doesn't suck. The size of Gary's audience for Friday Night Tights is fucking in this world.
What is he peaking at? Like 7,000 viewers, like on FNT,
and it continues to grow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Every week.
Or to put it in other words, like he's pulling in an audience on Friday nights, like 7 times that of the virtual Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
7 times the
Think
audience.
about that for a second.
I think that means
these virtual panels are getting.
I think that means
7 times.
The things that are coming out of Gary's mouth and the things that he talks about in his videos and his live streams, a lot of people actually agree with him, and a lot of people agree with a lot of these other people, hence why their channels are exploding. What are they supposed to talk about? Are they supposed to let their channel explode from talking about this stuff and go, all right, that's done. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. Oh, there's some news that just came up. Fuck it. I'm not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whether or not they're chasing the algorithm, they're still... That's what we're doing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what people want out of doing this.
Correct.
Yeah, and Matthias...
Don't get me wrong. It's not necessarily about making money. I don't make my videos to make money. If I made my videos to make money, I wouldn't make videos. But it's just stupid to. Sorry,
and Matthias is correct. FNT is an event. I'll tell you this: if I'm not working today, obviously, but if I were, I've got my notification set up, and I usually have a beer, and I'm ready to, cast the show to my TV like at 4:30 or 5. So
FNT.
I mean,
just like EFAP, just like the Jack Show. There's a lot of shows out there that I don't want to miss. And if I miss it, I will do whatever I can to go back and rewatch it.
Yep.
Yeah.
The full Aussie, we're growing.
Yeah.
Soon he's going to be going, I'm going to unsubscribe to
Raging Geek Jedi.
Raging Geek Jedi, another one. We nearly hit 100 viewers on that stream after the Friday Night Tights shout out.
Mm-hmm. And we had people
occasionally
there you go.
Yes.
Talking about hate, man. They talk about going and subscribe. They support the fandom. They support each other.
Mm-hmm.
They supported the Geek Blend to get him over that 1,000 subs.
And we have a person every week saying, "Hey, I've been watching," and I came here because of Gary.
That was mainly Ryan because he was the one that gave the shout out. But it was on Gary's channel that gave Ryan the opportunity to give that fucking shout out.
Yeah.
They do good things as well.
Other people as well.
Culture Casino, another one. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just stupid to think that these guys are I don't understand what his actual problem is.
You see Frank Money's comment?
What?
Speaking of Raging Ryno, got a quick mention on today's Jack Show.
I didn't catch the Jack Show last night. So.
Nice.
And it was on Anna's channel, so it's probably not available to watch it anymore.
I did send a super chat, but that's cool. Anyway, anyone continue?
Well, I mean,
I have some thoughts at the very end, but
I'll just go really quickly here. Like this idea, like stay in your lane. Like it's different for YouTubers. Like their lane is covering this stuff. It's not like their basketball players now covering something different.
Correct.
So this is always what their channels have been about. They haven't the content has not changed.
Yeah, they're not a basketball player coming out in football gear. Yeah.
Right. So their content has been pretty consistent. Their opinions have been pretty consistent over time. So this is their lane. It would be like complaining that you're watching an opinion show on one of the news channels and you're like, I hate it when they talk politics. Well, I mean that's what their show format is.
I know, exactly.
If you're like, like I'm gonna go see the next Marvel movie, but God, I hate fucking superheroes. I wish they'd have more romantic comedies.
Yeah.
That is their lane. That's what's built their audience. That's why their audience have all grown. By the way, like there's no evidence that any of these channels are shrinking.
I know.
I mean, quite the opposite. They're exploding.
Absolutely.
They're expanding, and it's expanding out into other new channels, new creators coming in as well.
Yeah.
And those channels are exploding. I mean, Tim, how many subs you got?
120 as of last night.
Everyone, if you're not subscribed to Tim, go and subscribe to Tim, please. Open-Airlock. Go and subscribe to all of these beautiful people on the panel. But Tim's only just sort of started. How long ago did you start?
I think it was like the 3rd of August. So
that's a pretty quick run to get to 100.
Well, and Ryan pushed my stuff out initially, and I greatly thank him for that. So,
but again, it's not like these people are doing like it's all hate stuff. They're definitely helping other people. Now, yes, the people would then go and say, and I'm not saying you could, I'm saying people would go and say it's an echo chamber. So that's why they're trying to expand this out, but it's clearly not. There are so many disagreements within.
Go back and watch the Friday Night Tights stream where fucking Az and Jeremy were like at each other's throats practically.
I know.
That was a great episode.
I remember that.
So good. I don't reckon they would have. If Gary didn't just click go live, I don't reckon they would have gone live.
It was great.
You know what I mean?
Though. I mean, like, totally was on Az's side on that argument, by the way, but still. Like, it was good
I think
stuff.
a lot of people were,
and the thing is they're still, like, it wasn't like personal. Like, they still could do a show the next week. It wasn't like, I fucking hate you now.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't know, like on what, like your stream, Ryno, where like Letha and I literally got into it over Rogue One.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yep, exactly.
And you're right.
Thank you.
So who was on the side of for Rogue One?
Oh, that wasn't it. It was.
Oh, okay.
No, it was. I was with Mara.
Whether or not she was part of the rebellion.
Jen, yeah.
Okay.
I was with Mara on that as well. Anyway, let's keep going. We could get into that, but we're not going to.
We got to hurry before Lyndon falls asleep.
Dude, it's fucking 3:00, 3:15, man.
Yeah, 3:15. We're halfway through.
And then, of course, there's Josiah Rises.
Here we go.
Which I like to refer to as Mom's Basement Taliban Fighter.
What a fucking cunt.
What the fucking fuck, dude?
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Speaking of speaking of hate videos, you're
exactly.
a fucking idiot.
You're just doing.
And look at this cuck. He can't even look at the camera in the eye the whole time. It's like, motherfucker, look me in the eye if you're gonna say that shit.
Can we just? I don't really want to hear it again.
He's gonna cry in that screenshot.
But Mom's Basement Taliban Fighter.
Wow!
Oh wow!
Jesus!
Mom's Basement.
What the fuck?
He's going to complain that he's a right winger too, but so he's a Taliban right winger.
SJW tactics, you fucking.
Well, I've heard that argument, Greg, that Islamic extremists are right wing.
Yeah, they're not.
No, they're not at all.
Okay, I don't know Josiah Rises. I don't think there's too many people on the panel that actually know Josiah Rises. Cool. There's some of his content that I just don't watch because it doesn't interest me. There's been a lot of politics and stuff like that, which he covers, and that's totally fine. That's been a massive trending thing. I know John Talks. I mean, John Talks went from John Talks Star Wars to John Talks, and he just recently it's all been politics stuff just because
he's cranking out the politics stuff.
He's cranking out the politics stuff. And John never was I never found him because of politics. But anyway, that's not my point. My point is like I know that Josiah has also been touching on the Tom Hanks stuff and the cutie stuff and a bit of the pedophilia within Hollywood. So I'm not supposed to say that word, but whatever. What's wrong with this? I don't. Again, I don't see what's different from when he started. He was saying that he was one of his favorite channels. Now he's his mum's basement dwelling.
Yeah, he's using like Ryan Johnson arguments here or language.
Yes.
And it's really interesting that the mom's basement thing. I'm, like I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's married with, like, and has kids.
Yeah, he does. You are right. He's married and got kids.
So, like, the mom's basement thing, like, I don't know, like.
He's just trying to make it a massive insult. He's just trying to be insulting.
Of the two people on the screen, I put money on the guy on the left is living with his parents, not the guy on the right.
Correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just if I had to make a wild guess.
And the funny thing is Josiah, and what happened to Josiah recently? His channel exploded.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, because he went hardcore into the politics thing, and that's a niche audience, and that's working for him. But, like, he didn't change his politics. He's always had those positions, and he's just talking about it now. Again, like, it's not coming from a place of, like, he's not being disingenuous on his beliefs. He's just now, like, more comfortable talking about them. He's kind of found his audience. So, and it's working for him. Like, and if you don't like his political coverage, then, like, what I do is, like, I'm still, like, I don't watch most of his political videos. I'm still subscribed to his channel. I just don't have the notifications on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because generally notifications is what prompts me to watch probably 90% of the videos I watch on YouTube is from notifications.
Or live streams,
And live streams. Like, I subscribe to a shit ton of channels because, as being part of this community, I don't fly the hashtag, but, like, I still support the community. Like, and I subscribe to channels, just, we, like, help them get to that 1,000 mark, help them reach those thresholds.
Yeah.
I just find it funny that he's unsubscribing to these 4 channels because of hate and all of this kind of stuff. That was a pretty that line that you just delivered there was pretty hateful, man. It's fucking 100% hateful.
Political.
Yeah.
And the dominating emotion on the left is envy. So
yeah,
it is.
Look at that face.
Class warfare.
I wish I had as many subs as him, though.
And look at this background,
Yeah, he keeps showing his closet. That's Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not.
It is. I'm Indiana Jones, guys.
Yeah.
Because he just recycles other websites' content.
I'm sorry, but hold on a second. I need to say something about recycling other websites' content. How many people do a review of a episode from a TV series? There'd be thousands of people just talking about what? So only one person in the on YouTube is allowed to talk about that specific issue. You can't recycle what you've heard. Man, there's stuff that I've heard on Ryan's videos, and I've gone, fuck.
I was going to bring Ryan up,
I might do a video on that. Sometimes I don't.
I do that all the time.
I think to myself, hold on a second, that interests me. I might give my thoughts on that.
Absolutely.
There's nothing fucking wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, also,
he's always trying to use the same argument as DOOMCOCK getting his fucking things from Reddit.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Let's also not forget, like, what is the Associated Press? And, like, have you picked up a newspaper? Like, 90% of the articles in a newspaper are not written by local staff writers, okay? They're nationally syndicated columns and writers that literally the papers are taking other people's articles and putting them in their paper.
Right.
That's There's a whole organization that does exactly that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I just find it funny that he's basically thinking that he's just recycling other people's content, and that's why he's So what? Are you just going to another channel that talks about the same thing because he talks about the same thing as that other dude? Is that why you're unsubscribing? Because that's cool, I suppose. It just means you prefer this guy's take than this guy's take on that issue. But still, even the basement dwelling thing, that's got me pissed.
Yeah, like Frank the Bunny says here, PewDiePie is 80% commenting on or over other people's content. It's YouTube 101. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, and the idea is then commenting on it. Like, so you use your source and, of why you're talking about the subject, and then you're offering your positions on it. And sometimes it might be just like, hey, right on, that person's right. Or other times it'd be like, no, here's the counter argument. This is why this person's a, weirdo and what they're saying is garbage.
Yep. It's another great comment.
Yeah.
Look at Tim Pool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All his
You know,
channels.
you
are
make millions
huge, so-
fucking recycling content. It's fucking exactly
just
right.
the simple
YouTube
act of
101.
curating articles is work.
And this
Which
is
ones
the
to
thing
cover, which ones
too.
not to cover.
I
Curating is a job.
go to Ryan or DOOMCOCK or NERDROTIC for my pop culture news because I can't trust the mainstream media, so I don't go to them. I don't necessarily have the time to sit down and read every single article, so I will go and find the person that's talking about the thing that I'm interested in, right? Listen, watch that video, it goes for 10 minutes. If then I feel like talking about it, I will then go and find the article, maybe then have a read of that article myself and then give my take on it.
Right.
Again, that's the way it fucking works.
Well, I'll tell you, I saved a lot of time because I used to go to museums. I used to go to museums, and then I realized that they're just showing other people's stuff. So then I stopped going.
Yeah. Anyway.
You know, and he'll read articles from these hate websites. And
hate websites. Guys,
hate websites. See, it's all
I like-
politics. I
it's
told
all
you,
political.
it's fucking
Yeah.
political.
It's fucking political.
Would you say that Disney Star Wars is dumb? Well, for want of a better word, would be a hate towards Disney Star Wars website.
He's talking about that. He's talking about bounding into comics. Talking about
I know.
yeah.
It's all politics with Josiah.
He'd be,
I understand
he'd be
that. But I'm
calling
just saying.
any publication that is center right.
Yes.
Regardless of like how center right they are, so he would consider like a Fox News would be a hate
website.
site.
Yeah.
He would consider like the Blades and any of those kind of publications as hate sites.
Yeah.
But Mary Sue's all about love.
Sorry.
Yeah.
The Mary Sue is all about love. There's no hate on that website.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They love men.
Commentary on pop culture or whatever. It's like he's not even giving any kind of real input. He'll read something and then at the end go, "This is just my view, how I see it," and he really didn't give any information. And again, it's just like
I've watched a couple of Josiah Rises. I disagree with that too.
Absolutely.
He might read the article just like everybody else on YouTube would read the article, but he does give his opinion of what he thinks. And he does maybe say, well, this is just my opinion or whatever. Yeah. But that's what everybody on YouTube does, is give their fucking opinion.
Yeah. And again, curating is work. It is effort, like which articles to cover and which ones you don't. So like, if you like what Josiah does and the articles that he points out and everything, you go to him to get it rather than try and search all, because he does that work for you, right? Like if you have similar political leanings when it comes to the political coverage that he does, like he'll curate from enormous amounts of sites and pluck articles that might be interesting to you. And then even if he is just flat reading them and not saying any commentary, which is not what he does, but that in and of itself, the fact that he's curating from all these other things is a valuable service if you're into that. So it's still work because he has to pick which ones he's covering, right? Like when we cover Star Wars stuff and everything, or when Ichibaka decides what he's going to cover, or Bounding decides what they're going to cover, they're curating from other sources.
Yeah,
and then putting it in one spot that you can then read it. It's again no different than what a newspaper does.
Well, in a way, he's not wrong sometimes, because they do cover articles from things like the Mary Sue, and you could say that the Mary Sue is a hate website. So, yeah, they are covering shit from it.
Yeah, I guess.
Anyway.
TMZ light, outrage culture. And that's the thing, like even him, he's got 125,000 subscribers.
Yeah, and how did he grow that? Because he was putting out the content that he's been putting out and saying how he feels about certain things.
And he grew 100K very recently. Like he's really been like fast. He grew fast all the time.
Definitely having a casual rage tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Or this morning. Oh, it was so funny. I wrote a message to Mara earlier tonight, just going, "You want to come on the stream tonight?" And I'm like, / tomorrow morning or something like this, and I just put in brackets eye roll.
Yeah.
And somebody might, watch this video and go, "Oh, he's, Sean's jealous."
Jealous as fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
Jealous as fuck.
Look at that face.
Yeah. Jealous
Skew.
as fuck.
Sean has.
Whoa.
Oh well.
Oh, it's an ad.
Okay.
To keep.
Seriously?
YouTube
We
Premium,
made
sir.
rules to keep your banking. I don't know what this is. Is it a banking ad? It looks like a banking ad.
Remote Solutions. It's Citrix.
I can't wait not to buy it.
And first of all, this is be for me. I work
Right,
in
I
the
hate
film industry. I have a real job, so this is this is fun. I have fun.
He works. in the
Everybody
film
else is the same way that you watch on YouTube. Most of them.
industry.
So
I think jealous is an understatement, to be honest.
Imagine being his coworker.
Yeah.
nice.
Fuck.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
You'd have to
Yeah,
talk
he's
to
one
him
of
like
the
this.
the manager.
You'd have to
Six
talk
months.
to him. You'd have to talk to him just like this so that he actually listens to you.
Bob was 5 minutes late back from lunch.
Oh, he's that guy, guaranteed. He is that guy.
You want me to make an appointment for you with Lord Long Dong? Yes, I can get that appointment for you later today, maybe around 2 or 3 o'clock.
Oh,
Yeah, Ryan, like Matthias said, Ryan has job 2, and he has 30,000 subs. Yeah,
35,000.
35 now. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it just keeps going.
He's blowing up too, man.
He'll be at 100,000 before you know it.
Oh, I know.
And I'm not envious of, first of all, because they're subscribers. If you go into the comment sections of any of their videos, I don't want any of those people on my channel.
Pause.
Because some of them,
Pause it.
Okay, I have a screenshot of one of his comments on this exact video. These guys have been constantly acting like Yahtzees, and they basically ruin the chance of real fans of Star Wars or any other franchise to have real criticism. On his comment right here, his video.
He commented on somebody else's comment about it. That's what he said.
No, this is someone's comment on his video right now. So he doesn't want people like whatever FM commenting on their videos, but he's got someone like this saying that we or TFM are acting like Yahtzees. Fuck you.
Yep.
Why didn't you delete that comment? You've seen a bunch of other ones and you commented on them.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, Wilson, Cording has a real job. He's at like 800,000 subs.
batshit crazy, absolutely out there, tinfoil hat wearing nut jobs.
So he's talking about people in the comment section.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry. I think there's a lot of people in a lot of the comment sections of a lot of videos that actually, okay.
You're not responsible for those people.
I think there's a lot more people that put a comment in a video that actually disagree with the video than actually agree with the video on not necessarily all the time, but I think there's more of a chance of a person who likes a video just smashing the like button and moving on. A person who disagrees will always smash the downvote button and more often than not give their thoughts on why they disagree with what they're saying. So I understand, like, yes, there would be people in their comment section that I wouldn't want in my comment section either, because there would be a lot of hate coming from those people.
Yeah.
But then there would be a lot of people in there that would be agreeing and saying, yeah, this is fucking bullshit. And now it sounds like when you read that message, it sounds like it's just a hateful fucking message. But again, I bring it back to another passionate fan. Stop playing with that. Another passionate fan. Like, it's just like, I don't see. Anyway, I don't know.
You're also talking about channels that, like, you go into their videos that have like 100,000 views and they have like 1,000 comments. So it's like, that's not representative of the people who are viewing their channel. And see, of them, then you select some of the few nut jobs that are in everybody's comments. Like I, we probably have had like, porn stars or like porn bots in our comment sections in our channels at some point or another. I'm not making content catering to them. They're just comment like I didn't do anything to warrant them or invite them into my comment section. They just showed up there. Like you don't control that. And to expect somebody to like, so I just pulled up this NERDROTIC video, the one he did on Hollywood Apocalypse Now. Tinseltown wants a bailout for theaters as Regal shuts down, right? 120,000 views, 2,700 comments. Like, you think he's going to curate 2,700 fucking comments?
No.
No. He doesn't have time for that shit.
Could you imagine, like, trying to curate that many fucking comments?
Well, if you want to play that game, then we can go into a lot of videos from the other side, quote unquote, and find some gems.
Yeah.
I mean, he just called Josiah a Taliban member. I mean,
exactly.
There you go.
I don't want you fucking scumbag in my comment section. So make sure that if you ever see this stream, you're a fucking cuck and go fucking suck a dick because you like it. And don't ever subscribe. Don't ever comment. Don't ever like. Don't ever dislike. I don't even want you anywhere near my channel because you're a piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he certainly seems to keep track of how many subscribers they have, but like, But then he's like, well, I don't want their subscribers. Like, well, then why are you even making this video?
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. I've got a real job in the film industry. I'm important. Please look at me. Let me put DOOMCOCK and NERDROTIC and Geeks and Gamers and Josiah in my title. Please look at me. Look at me. I'm an ugly man.
Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Yeah.
Since low information people.
Sorry. What were you going to say?
No, go ahead.
That's a great face to pause on, isn't it? I'm farting.
It just got stuck up there.
That will believe anything that's spoon-fed to them without checking a source.
DOOMCOCK has sources, you fucking idiot. He doesn't need to check them. He's getting them from the source.
He's talking about the people, I think, but...
So now every time we make a news video about an article or a rumor, we have to have a source.
Yeah.
Apparently he said we have to have a source every time we do it. Or, so let's see how many, let's go back and see this guy having news videos.
And if you hear it,
fucking source.
And if you hear it on somebody else's channel first, you're not allowed to make a video about it.
Correct.
No.
Yeah, if you read it on a website, you can't make a video about it because it's theirs. You're stealing their content.
Though that would be the source, wouldn't it?
Yes,
article.
Correct. Exactly. Yeah.
And more often than not, I actually saw this on Ryan's video, go and subscribe to him or something like that, and then move on with what I want to talk about.
You know what? And going back to Josiah, with him calling him that, like, so, and then what he talked about afterward, is he saying that the Taliban are just people who recycle news? He never explained why. Well, I think we know why. It's because he doesn't agree with him on politics.
That's the only reason he says that shit.
But he didn't come out and say it, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, it's the viewer's fault.
Yeah.
He unsubscribed.
Yeah.
People that are commenting that have made him unsubscribe.
I don't hurt my feelings.
And so, like, for me, I've had to, just for my own sanity. And again, like, I used to like these channels.
And I don't see what's changed. I don't see what's changed. Keep laughing, you fucking moron.
I don't buy it for a second.
Yeah.
That he at any point was a large supporter of these channels, or even mild supporters of these channels. Like, if the content they're making bothers him now, I don't see how it didn't bother him then.
Yeah.
With the exception maybe Josiah, because Josiah's content did change.
It changed
specifically to cover more the political stuff. Like, so I could get that. Like, okay, you don't like the politics stuff, unsubscribe. Fine. But like, is Gary doing anything different?
Oh God.
No.
Right.
No.
None of them are doing anything different. I mean, you could say the same about Midnight's Edge. Why haven't you unsubscribed to Midnight's Edge? I'm sure if you know who Gary NERDROTIC and fucking Geeks and Gamers and DOOMCOCK are, you know who fucking Midnight's Edge is, and they report the same shit. They've got their sources and their fucking people that they talk to. They're insiders.
Yep.
Yeah,
But it's a totally different take from all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they've all got their
Totally
own
different.
individual opinions.
Different tone. You know, if I want to see something that's more Hollywood, I'm going to go to ME. You know, yeah, that's what's so great about it. You can get different takes in different styles. So.
Yeah, I don't buy it for a second. This guy was ever a fan of it. That's just his like angle for like his hook to get you into like why he's talking about these subjects. Like, oh, I used to be a fan, but they've lost their way, and I'm trying to help them really by making this video, so they find their way again. It's like
right,
phony. Sorry, phony.
Yeah. Let's see him laugh some more.
I used to like him. And you know, because I've done some rant videos on Rian Johnson because I didn't agree with the last.
Oh, so you did a hate video yourself? You did some hate.
He's hating people.
Because it's apparently hate to say how much you don't like Rian Johnson and have a rant about him. Yes, fucking hypocrite.
And I did a rant video on Terminator Dark Fate.
Oh,
I felt
Terminator Dark Fate because it was woke. Is that why? Because I think everybody's been complaining about fucking woke culture in Hollywood for fucking ages, and that's what most of these fucking people are reporting on. You are a hate-mongering piece of shit, Sean O'Rourke.
This is I take responsibility video.
This is naked. Don't leave your boat naked.
I respect women.
Yeah. I'm naked.
Yeah.
Chais, you know, so I've had my own videos about certain.
And for a guy that works in the film industry, you got a pretty lackadaisical fucking editing job and shit going on here.
Well, he's left in so many like pauses. It's like,
yeah.
you know how to fucking edit a video?
Yeah.
You're doing a video like this, make a fucking script or at least a basic outline and follow it.
Dude, he's living in his mother's house.
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't have time.
I work in the film industry is a pretty broad statement. That could literally be he cleans
mailroom.
The
he gets
dishes
coffee. He
in
gets
craft
coffee for
services.
KK. He gets coffee for KK.
Yeah.
Like, I work in the film industry. Like, yes,
he's working at fucking video.
I'm the janitor at Warner's offices.
I put the little.
He works in the film industry. He works at film and video.
Soap tablets in the urinals.
Yeah, family video and play right here.
But I move on to other things. I don't just, you know, make 50 hate videos on Kathleen Kennedy.
If you want to, though, you could.
There's way bigger.
Can I just point out?
They didn't make because you get 50 views with a 4,000K channel.
But hold on, they didn't make 50 KK videos on the same fucking thing.
No.
It was every time that bitch was opening her goddamn mouth, there was another stupid thing for us to talk about.
Yeah.
It's
not
she's giving us content.
It's not like they did 50 videos on the fact that she said that there was no source material. They did one fucking video on that and moved on. And then when she opened her fucking mouth again and said the Force is female, or that was before, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's another thing. It's another fucking video. That means that there's been 50 stupid fucking things that she said that these guys have had to report on and let the fans know that this is how dumb this fucking bitch is.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Trigger!
World.
And content that's coming out. And, you know, the thing is, if you don't like it, you know, whether it's Netflix and...
Can I say, if you don't like it, fuck off. And why are you making this video making yourself look like a moron?
Is he going to say if you don't like it, don't watch it? I hope he does. I fucking hope he does.
Like
that would be rich.
I really hope he does.
Let's see.
Please.
Or, you know, the news or whatever. You have the power as a human being to change the channel.
Oh my God.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Video Now you might as well just fucking delete this shit and delete your channel because you basically just fucked yourself. You are a fucking idiot, hypocrite, and you just proved it right there by saying what we just fucking said about those channels. Turn it off. Don't watch it. Shut the fuck up. Delete this video. Fuck off of YouTube. You just you cannot. I can't take you seriously ever again. Not one bit. You literally just did that. You fucking retard. Good God,
man,
fuck off, dude. What a piece of shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Seriously, like, I knew he was gonna fucking do this too. I knew it.
I've never
I
seen
knew he was gonna
like
do that.
My Disney Star Wars continuity series must piss this guy off if he ever saw it.
Oh, I guarantee it, dude.
There's no facts. I don't use any facts.
I unsubscribed to Raging Ryno. That's all you hope for.
What's that?
You're just hoping for a video of him saying why I unsubscribed to Raging Ryno.
Yeah, I do. I really do. So I can break down the video and tell him how wrong he is.
Casual rage hurt my feelings.
Yeah. Raging Ryno is such a fucking oh my god, and it so Victoria is asshole.
From all of these channels that are so focused on hate right now and the hate culture and the outrage culture.
Still can't.
Don't
have examples of any of this shit.
I needed to stop seeing that stuff come up in my YouTube feed.
Good. So stop your notifications or unsubscribe if that's what you got to do. Again, I don't have a problem with people unsubscribing to people. If you don't like the content, if they've said something that you disagree with to the point where it's like, nah, I can't watch this guy anymore, just like with fucking Star Wars Theory, it was my choice. It's still my choice to sit here and tell him how much of a fucking shill he is.
Did you make a video
right?
on it?
But that's my choice. You know, he put out a video on fucking Twitter the other day saying, you know, if people respect me, I respect them. Well, mate, as the moment you said that you liked Rise of Skywalker, you started disrespecting me. So you can go suck dick as well.
Yeah.
Told me I have an agenda with Star Wars. You can go fucking... Anyway, now I'm going off on a different tangent. But it's your choice. Yes, it is your choice to change the channel, just like it's your choice to unsubscribe. But if you're going to unsubscribe, don't go and call Josiah a fucking terrorist, you fucking cunt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's bullshit.
On a fucking video, and fucking Jeremy's all hate. You know, he turned into this hate. He hasn't changed a bit. He's always been genuine with what he said. I haven't always agreed with what he said. But he's always been genuine, and it's always come across the same way, whether it's come across as hate or this or whatever.
This is the equivalent of saying, screw you guys, I'm going home. This is exactly what it is. Yeah.
Lord Vader, he doesn't think that Star Wars Theory's a shill, and that's his opinion. And I'm happy for him to still be subscribed to him, watch his videos, do what you want, Lord Vader. It doesn't bother me, right? But you can't tell me that I can't think that he is a shill. Like, I'm sorry, because that's how I see it. That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Had to stop subscribing on Twitter and all that stuff.
Good. Fuck off, cunt. The hate.
Oh my God. What is it?
Have you been on Twitter before, dude?
The Dark Knight is something where when Harvey Dent is eating at the restaurant with Bruce Wayne and it says something about, you know, you're the hero, but you
I'm
live
sorry,
long
I clicked on the wrong thing.
Wow.
I just had to highlight this. He's obviously joking. I thought that was funny. Lord Vader's telling basement. Oh fuck. Lord Vader, you're awesome. Again, we don't see eye to eye on heaps of stuff, but you're a cool guy, and your opinion's fine, and I welcome your opinion. I actually like the debate. I don't mind the debate, and as long as it's healthy debate, it's good. Anyway, let's continue.
You know, to find yourself becoming the villain, and that's kind of like, I feel like all
What
these guys, they all
wanna
came out
throw
as
up.
heroes.
That quote, by the way, is just pure rhetorical fucking nonsense.
Yeah,
It
even
is.
in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, people think this is like some profound statement or something. It's
Right.
fucking meaningless garbage. You either die a hero. So if I'm a hero my entire life and I
foreshadowing.
die of old age, I died of a hero, right?
This is
Like, it
foreshadowing in the movie. That's it.
Yes.
That's all it is.
Yes, this is this idea that like the heroes die in the course of being a hero or they become the villain. That's not true at all. It's just garbage.
Hey, look at my Jaws poster. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was about to highlight that one. That's good.
It's signed too.
I have signatures that I made up. I bought it.
We're nearly done. There's a minute left. Let's quickly just finish this
Okay.
cock off.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Finish his wife off.
He
And
blew his
now
load early,
they've-
but you know.
They've been around long enough, and they've jumped on bandwagons to become the villains. And they're heroes to a certain type of crowd, for sure.
Was that
but
certain type of crowd used to be you?
Yeah, did.
Weird.
I don't like that crowd,
No, never was.
and I'm kind of done with it.
Yep, you were a
2020.
part of it, so you don't like yourself.
You didn't have the
Jeez.
stomach, like I said.
No wonder you're still living with your mom and you're not married, because fucking you can't love someone else until you love yourself, mate.
He was never on board. It's fucking lying.
He's lying. Yeah, he never did. Yeah.
He never was.
He's been a crap year as it is, and going forward. And so just to have the constant hate videos coming out, I just had to. Enough was enough. Unsubscribe.
Good for
But
you.
if you like this video and you
A
kind
lot of people did after this
I'm
video.
never subscribing.
Yes.
my channel and you like my content, check it out. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. If you don't like it and you don't like what I was saying,
He
move
does
on.
have a pen in each hand.
Oh my god, he just did it
He
again.
does, because it's the.
But he just did it again.
Yeah,
If you
I know.
don't like
If you
my
don't like
content,
it,
then just
move on.
don't look at it.
Yeah.
What?
So
You
I'm
are
not
a
allowed to have a
fucking
different
hypocritical
opinion.
piece
I'm not
of
allowed
shit.
to watch your video and tell you why I
God.
think you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm
I'm not allowed-
Why I'm never subscribing to Sean?
Yeah, we should all make a video of that. All of us.
Well, I'm never.
We're making one
This
right
is-
now.
This is his highest viewed video.
I guess
Heard that.
we are. Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
there's plenty of other channels out there that are spewing constant hate, and you can
I
join.
tell you what, there's
Yeah,
not a lot
there's
of
a lot of
channels
left-wing
out.
channels
There's
out there
not a
that
lot
do
of
that, yeah.
channels out there that are growing the way that these channels are growing.
Correct.
Like I look at somebody like a Ryan or somebody like a Gary, and we were talking about Friday Night Tights and how the audience is one of the biggest I've ever seen on YouTube.
EFAP too,
Aside
man.
from something like PewDiePie or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at EFAP too.
Dr.
EFAP's
Dis.
another one. How many did they have for fucking EFAP 100? Like they have, I think they had like a consistent 7,000 to 10,000
Holy
watching.
Insanity how big the audience was for that. And
And it was
it
consistent.
stayed consistent too. It didn't.
24 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you, anyway, nearly done.
join those channels and comment in their comment section. And we will see you on the next one.
No, you won't.
Wait here. Who's this
God, he
royal?
makes shit videos. Shit videos.
So yeah,
Crack.
there he is.
Whoa, chest balls and butt crack. I heard from that ad.
It's an ad for Manscaped.
So
This is
here's the
I just
thing.
had video.
He's always had certain political views. It's pretty clear, and he probably never was subscribed to begin with.
Mhm.
He's trying to impress a girl or a guy
Or
because
a
he's
Ryno.
probably a simp, and he just is a pussy. I mean, that's all. It's a combination of all those from what he said, and he's a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
The thing that
Follow me with that.
the whole premise that these guys are now just turned to hate channels,
yeah.
and they just thrive on the hate culture. I completely disagree. I look at it from a completely different viewpoint. It's passion, culture. They're passionate. It's a fandom. Fandoms have debates. They have healthy debates over certain things. That some people like certain aspects. Some people dislike those same aspects. It's fine. It's fine to have those differing of opinions. But when you go out and you say that these guys were the heroes and they were coming out, and now the stuff that they're doing is completely different to what they were doing, and they've become the villains.
And you're full of shit.
You're full of shit. You are full of shit.
Right.
And to say that they're spewing hate, and then, like I said, to come out and say that Josiah Rises is a fucking terrorist and he lives, basement dwelling, in his mum's basement. I said that wrong, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What the fuck you on about, dude? Like, honestly, Sean, go and check your own integrity there, buddy.
Yeah, go fuck off, Sean. Fucking hypocritical piece of shit.
Yeah. Talk about being triggered by a fucking video just saying I've unsubscribed. I mean, again, it's like I said, I didn't specifically do a video about unsubscribing to Star Wars Theory. I did a video about something that he said in the interview that he did with Sam Witwer, where he said that the Star Wars fans have their own agendas and everything. And I thought that was something that I wanted to talk about. In that video, I mentioned that I have unsubscribed and that it's for the reason that he's completely done a 180 on what I feel Anyway, I don't want to get too much into it. Basically, he was saying how much he hated Star Wars and there were certain aspects of things in The Rise of Skywalker that needed to happen, and they didn't happen. And he still really liked it, and then it blew up into so much more than that. And that's just how I see it.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't go out and make a video specifically targeting Star Wars Theory. Even actually, funnily enough, about that video that I put out about Star Wars Theory, I was worried about putting it out because I was worried about getting backlash from it, right? But I even spoke to Lethal about it, and I said to him, what's the whole thing on talking about other YouTubers on, like, I was really worried about doing it, and I was asking him, I'm like, what should I make the title? I don't want to put Star Wars Theory because I don't want people to think that this is a clickbaity thing. You know what I mean? And he's like, dude, you're doing a reaction to a Star Wars Theory. Put it in there. It's what you're doing. I'm like, oh, okay. Anyway.
Yeah. That's really good advice. That's lethal advice.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, wrecked.
No, he just has a good way of making things pretty simple.
Absolutely. He's really simplified it. Like I said, I was racking my brain with it, and he's like, dude, you're talking about it. Put it in there. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, all right.
Greg's comment in the chat.
Yeah.
And again, he's put their titles in his thing, but I view his video as a very clickbaity video, and
he's got 11,000 views.
Yeah,
11,000 from that. That's his highest view video.
Of course, it is.
Probably by a lot.
Yeah, like most of his videos get 50, 60 views.
Of course, that would be his highest viewed video,
which is pretty.
Probably got him monetized.
Low for a
he was already monetized, wasn't he? We had ads. Anyway, we're all entitled to our own individual opinions. He's entitled to his opinion, but when his opinion is really, from my point of view, really wrong. Really, it's a really bad take on how these channels have evolved. He's saying that they've evolved and they've become really bad, and they've become what I think they've evolved, and they've actually expanded what they want to talk about because they now can.
If they didn't do that, they wouldn't be growing.
Exactly.
Well, Harlan Ellison said, you're not entitled to your own opinion. You're entitled to your informed opinion. And he's evidently not informed. So,
while calling people not informed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
And again, he's trying to say that, these people have become the exact thing that they were fighting against, but then he comes out and he calls Josiah Rises these names. I think that gives me the complete right to say that you look like a fucking pig.
And I have a new saying. I think I've said this a few times on streams already, and it's, see you at the cons.
Yeah.
Say this shit to my face.
Yeah.
They're the kind of people that wouldn't do that.
I would love to see him go up to Josiah Rises and goes,
"You're a Taliban basement
dwelling terrorist, fucking jihad." Go up to him and start going, "Adoga doga doga, a bakala," you know, fucking, and see what Josiah does to your nose.
When did this come out?
A couple weeks ago.
A week ago.
Okay.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Just wondering.
Like I said, I just sum it up. I don't believe for a second that he was ever a fan of any of those channels. He was just using that as a pretense for his fucking stupid video that he wanted to make because he doesn't like the political leanings of the content creators he's covering.
Yeah.
And it's just it's really that simple.
Well, I think we've spoken about him enough. I think we've had a really good show. I do want to wrap it up. It's nearly 4 a.m. here, and I've got to be up reasonably early because I've got an appointment at 11 o'clock in the morning, so I'll probably miss it.
Is it with your dictator?
I think you'll miss it. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Your appointment's not till 11. Like you can get 6 hours of sleep, dude.
We only slept 5 after
it's 4 a.m.
I finished on Discord last night.
4 in the morning, whatever.
Anyway,
he's basically telling
still 7 hours. You can still get 6 hours of sleep, buddy.
He's basically telling you not to be a pussy.
Stop being a pussy.
I was like, if I don't get my 11 hours of sleep, I'm toast.
I haven't this entire week. I've been working, I've gone back to work full time.
Notice you didn't deny the 11 hours of sleep.
And because the Wednesday night and the Thursday night, obviously I wasn't working for so long. I was sleeping in for ages. And now that I'm back at work, it's like I've been going to bed at 2 at night and then having to wake up at 6 in the morning to go to work. Anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. You've been like, times we're doing the show and or we're talking in Discord and be like, oh yeah, I got to stream. It's in 12 hours. I gotta get to bed. And then he barely makes a stream. He's like, I just woke up.
I'm getting my food. It's nearly at the door. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah. Anyway,
this guy orders his Macca's delivery while he's taking his morning piss.
Yeah. Change the subject. Let's change the subject to wrapping. I know. Wrapping it up. No, let's move. Let's actually wrap this up. Let me go around the horn really quickly and thank everyone for coming. Thank you, Greg. And you got anything that you want to plug? Let everyone know where they can find you.
Just at Lost Jedi 22 on Twitter, Lost Jedi 22 on YouTube. I should be putting out my season finale of Lower Decks review later today, so subscribe and pay attention for that when I finally get it uploaded.
Yeah, he has good ones. So
yeah, he does.
I haven't.
And he's very fair.
Yet,
I would have eviscerated that shit, but you're very fair. I'll say that. So
absolutely.
I genuinely want to like Star Trek. I really do, and I hope that comes across in my videos. Like if somebody says oh, you're just, I've been accused already. You're just hating on Star Trek for hate's sake. No, I really do. I want it to be good. I legit I'm trying to find the good in it. It's just not there.
Just not. Yeah.
There are some people that no matter what you say, if you're critical about anything that they love, they're going to accuse you for hating it. Pretty much. I'm not a fan of Ahsoka. I wanted to like her. I tried. I watched the entirety of the Clone Wars. I say I don't like her, and you got these little Ahsoka stands coming out of the woodwork on Twitter.
You don't understand. She's got an awesome story arc. Yeah. She was an unlikable bitch, and then she became
there it is.
a likable bitch.
Yeah. We get that off the screen. That's gonna haunt my
Bubble! Bubble! Give me that dung bubble!
Okay, yeah, that's in my Discord. I just put a link in the chat for that, guys. If you want to check out Paul's memes all the time, just go check out the Discord.
Oh, yeah.
Paula's got a new target. Look out.
So good. I love this one. Good old terrorist.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Don't put that on the screen.
I shouldn't show
yeah,
that. I shouldn't show that for too long.
Like Apollo, I love you, but you are really going to be on the FBI's radar soon.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. There's some other stuff in there. Just wait to see some other stuff.
My whole channel has just been fucking completely deleted.
James been pulled.
Thanks, Apollo. For deleting my channel. Tim, Open-Airlock Policy. Thank you for coming on. Please let everyone know where they can find you and what you've got.
Yeah, our links are in there. And if I had more time, I'd be putting out 3 videos a day because I have so much to talk about, but I just don't have time. I probably work 10, 11 hours a day. So I tend to try to make my videos on Saturdays during the morning and afternoon when I have time. But yeah, and it's more than just Star Wars. I've put out videos on other stuff. I just wish I had more time, but I try to make them entertaining and to the point and not dragging on, and a little bit of dry humor in there as well.
Yep.
So yeah, please check it out. And if you disagree with something I say, then tell me, because I put that in my description. I've had people disagree, and we have like a little bit of back and forth in a good way. So yeah.
I loved your last video on those blueprints though. That was sick.
Yeah, those are so easy to make. You know, I can make those in 20 minutes. So they're fun. Thank you very much. But yeah, and thanks for having me on.
No worries. Jeff, thank you for coming on, and please let everyone know where they can find you. And congratulations on your monetization. I mentioned it earlier when you weren't on, but yes, very well done. That's great.
Thank you.
And please let everyone know where they can find you and what you've got coming up.
Yeah, man, you guys can find me on the Geek Blend at Twitter, at YouTube. I got new videos coming out every day during the 31 days of Halloween on the channel. Halloween 2018 review coming out today. Collectible videos coming out tomorrow. More beer reviews coming out this week too. More movie reviews, more collectible stuff. Of course, we got Rage of Geek Jedi tomorrow for you guys. I won't be there. Maybe I'll pop in for a minute, but you guys will be there. Sunday night Star Trek, Monday night trivia, Tuesday night Star Trek. I mean, Thursday night watch parties, and coming soon next week, channel memberships as well.
All right.
So,
yeah,
you got there quick.
You got approved for channel membership.
Channel memberships coming next week. Yes. So, yeah, look for that. And we're gonna have all kinds of behind the scenes stuff we'll be doing too. I've talked to Jason about it. We'll be doing behind the scenes stuff for the Cantina to put out for memberships, all kinds of cool stuff. So, yeah, definitely check out the channel. And like I said earlier, the Discord link is in the chat. If you want to see more of Apollo's insanely crazy memes, check that shit out. So,
check it out. Absolutely.
And thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
No worries at all. Thanks for coming on. Lyndon, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no worries.
Thanks for falling asleep on stream with us. Thank you for raging out and talking way more than I did. Please let everyone know where they can find you and
there.
What you've got coming up.
And put your Twitch out there earlier, Lyndon. So
thanks, man. We got 2 games before tomorrow night. Yeah. If you want to fucking drop one, or if you're too exhausted, or you got another headache, or you want to bitch out about something else, whatever.
We'll see. I'm streaming heaps tomorrow. I got John Talks and then Full Aussie, so we'll see.
Yeah, well, I'm on before the Full Aussie, so yeah.
No excuse.
That's what he's saying.
That's what he's trying to get at. No excuse.
PewDiePie. No excuses.
Yeah. Cool. Please go and subscribe to Lyndon before he falls asleep. And Mara, the beautiful Mara, the fun size and the peach. Thank you for coming on. Please let everyone know where they can find you and what you've got coming up.
Well, you can find me on 3 places: YouTube under Jade Shadow, Twitter under OG Mara Jade, and Twitch under Jade Fire. I have been pretty much.
I was hoping one of those 3 was going to be OnlyFans, but go on.
I still have like Jade Saber as a name to use, so who knows?
You never know.
But I have kind of been slacking on videos this week because it really was very, very busy as far as classroom coursework for my master's program. Because I'm basically I don't want to say the home stretch, but next year we'll start the student teaching, so I kind of have to really. I'm not probably going to be able to put out as much content as I normally do, but I will try to return to a relatively normal schedule next week, as long as there's news that comes out that I would want to talk about that you might be interested in. Right now, there's really nothing on the radar as far as that. Normally, I would have a live stream at 10 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, but because of my schedule, I'm not going to be able to do that either. So what I might do is about between 7 and 8 p.m. Eastern, thereabouts, if possible, tomorrow. Stream again, either The Evil Within, even though I bitched about it the entire hour and a half I was playing it, or Alien Isolation for like a couple hours or so before I have to like take care of other stuff tomorrow evening. So
nice.
That's actually a good OnlyFans name.
Well, I don't know how they would take that. That's the thing.
Yeah, that might be a little confusing.
Yeah. So like, but yeah, that's
a crossover with Lethal. Go on. Sorry.
So basically, return to normal schedule relatively next week, and then maybe play Evil Within today. Definitely going to watch the last episode of The Boys, see what it's like, because that dropped today. So I'm going to watch that, and yeah, so return to normal next week.
Nice. Well, please go and subscribe to all of these amazing panelists. They've been great. They're always, I stream with them all the time now, so they're great people. Please go and subscribe. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Thank you for hanging out. We've had a pretty consistent 20-odd people, I think, throughout the entire night or morning, again, depending on where you are. But again, thank you, everyone, for coming out. Appreciate it. Thank you, and have a good day.
Fuck that Sean cunt.
Right.
Bye, everyone. Sean O'Rourke, you suck.